Chapter 2166. Grasping the Starry Sky was an upgraded version of Shattering the Starry Sky. One reincarnation avatar and one reincarnation heavenly eye in exchange for Grasping the Starry Sky. Between the two, Longao preferred Grasping the Starry Sky. The power of Grasping the Starry Sky was too overbearing. This should be the true Chaos Abyss. He had passed the first trial. Longao was very clear that the entrance to the Chaos Abyss was a place that couldn't be entered. Because of the space crack water screen, not to mention himself, even a titled world emperor couldn't enter. As for what dangers lay within the Chaos Abyss, he didn't know. He would take it one step at a time. This adventure into the Chaos Abyss could be considered a gain. At the very least, he had broken through the sixth transformation of the 9 revolving reincarnation technique. Long Ming and Long Chong returned to the Dragon Seal space. Longao first looked around, but didn't find anything wrong. Besides being a little desolate and having a little more corpses, there didn't seem to be any danger. However, Longao didn't relax. Since Xin Tong had said it so seriously, this place definitely wasn't simple. Also, since the ruler of space dared to seal her time tablet here, she must have her own reasons. Longao did not know where the Time Primal Chaos Stone tablet was. He would have to depend on his luck to see if he could obtain it. If he was lucky, everything would be fine. If he was unlucky, not to mention finding the time tablet, leaving the Chaos Abyss alive would be a problem. Wanting to find the location of the time tablet in the Chaos Abyss wasn't an easy task. Longao, let me help you sense the existence of the Time Primal Chaos Stone tablet. Many thanks, Senior. Longao was overjoyed. If he relied on his own strength, it would be impossible to find the location of the time tablet. If he had Xin Tong's help, everything would be different. No matter what, Xin Tong was the ruler of space. With the indestructible tyrant body tablet, it shouldn't be a problem for him to find the time tablet. The 12 tablets should be able to sense each other. Xin Tong didn't appear. Instead, a huge black tablet appeared. Needless to say, this was Xin Tong's indestructible tyrant body tablet. Senior, what's going on? Along with the appearance of the indestructible tyrant body chaos stone tablet, other giant stone tablets appeared one after another. In the blink of an eye, there were a total of 12 chaos stone tablets. Longao didn't need to guess to know that the 12 stone tablets that had appeared not too far away were the 12 chaos stone tablets that the 12 rulers of the universe possessed. Why would the 12 Chaos Stone tablets appear here? How could there be 2 Undying Tyrant Body Stone tablets? Not far away. The 12 Chaos Stone tablets were arranged in order. They were the 5 Elements Chaos Stone tablet, Devour Chaos Stone tablet, Lightning Chaos Stone tablet, Space Chaos Stone tablet, Time Chaos Stone tablet, Destruction Chaos Stone tablet, Reincarnation Chaos Stone tablet, Slaughter Chaos Stone tablet, Divine Divination Chaos Stone Tablet, Sword Intent Chaos Stone Tablet, Indestructible Tyrant Body Chaos Stone Tablet, and Darkness Chaos Stone Tablet. Could it be an illusion? Longao was almost certain that the 12 Chaos Stone Tablets not too far away were not real Chaos Stone Tablets. Without mentioning anything else, just the Indestructible Tyrant Body Chaos Stone Tablet alone was not real. What was going on? Longao, this? Hearing Xin Tong stammering, Longao was completely stunned. This was because he knew exactly what Xin Tong's stammering meant. Could it be that the 12 Chaos Stone tablets that had appeared not too far away were real? If that was really the case, it was a little inconceivable. Adding everything up, didn't that mean that the vast universe didn't just have 12 Chaos Stone tablets, but 24 Chaos Stone tablets? What was going on? Xin Tong was confused. Longao was confused. Xin Tong couldn't care about anything else. His figure flashed, and he appeared beside Longao. Senior, could it be that you don't know what's going on? Xin Tong's face was solemn. Longao, I can clearly sense that the 12 Chaos Stone tablets not too far away are all real. Especially the Indestructible Tyrant Body Chaos Stone tablet. If it was placed together with my own Chaos Stone tablet, even I wouldn't be able to sense which one is real and which one is fake. If Xin Tong hadn't said it himself, Longao wouldn't have believed it even if you beat him to death. Senior Xin Tong, if that's the case, doesn't that mean that the universe doesn't just have 12 Chaos Stone tablets? Adding on the 12 Chaos Stone tablets here, there are 24 Chaos Stone tablets. Impossible. Xian Tong didn't even need to think before answering. Longao, do you know where the Chaos Stone tablets came from? I don't. Of course Longao didn't know that the Chaos Stone tablets had come. Let alone himself, he believed that in the entire universe, aside from the 12 rulers of the universe, no one else knew of the existence of the 12 Chaos Stone tablets. Countless years ago, I remember that the universe was still quite backward. One day, the 12 Chaos Stone tablets descended from the heavens and chose their masters. My luck was rather good, and I received the approval of the indestructible Tyrant Body Chaos Stone tablet. From there, I began to refine it. After millions of years of refining, I finally became a ruler of the universe. Longao didn't respond. When we obtained the Primal Chaos Stone tablet, we shocked the vast universe. The 12 of us slowly began to control the vast universe. However, as time passed, the 12 of us discovered that we were not immortal. Because as long as the Primal Chaos Stone tablet left us, we would become the same as everyone else. Longao already knew this. Exactly. Many years ago, the Master God Diviner suddenly divined that as long as the 12 of us destroyed our true bodies and entered the cycle of reincarnation, we would be able to refine the Chaos Stone tablets and transcend life and death. Now that I think about it, the Master God Diviner was spouting nonsense. If that were the case, why didn't he enter the cycle of reincarnation himself? He made all of us believe him and enter the cycle of reincarnation. Even now, I still haven't refined the Chaos Stone tablets and can't return to my peak. When all was said and done, the Master God Diviner had duped all of the other rulers of the universe into reincarnation. He was the only one who hadn't. Senior, could the Master God Diviner have other motives? I don't know, the Master God Diviner said. Even now, I can't figure out why the Master God Diviner would do such a thing. Even if we entered the cycle of reincarnation, as long as the Chaos Stone tablets didn't choose to leave us, we wouldn't truly perish. The Master God Diviner didn't gain anything by doing this. Once we returned to our peak, he would be in big trouble. Chapter 2167. The Oracle wasn't afraid? That shouldn't be possible. No matter how powerful the Oracle was, there was no way he could fight 1 against 10. Without question, the Oracle definitely had some other goal. As for what that goal was, there was no way to know. Let's not talk about that for now. I can say with certainty that in the vast universe, aside from our 12 Primal Chaos Steels, there definitely aren't any other Primal Chaos Steels. Certainty? Longao felt extremely helpless. No matter what, the 12 Chaos Stone tablets in front of them were real. Moreover, even Xian Tong had said that the 12 Chaos Stone tablets were real and not fake. Putting away his own Primal Chaos Steel, Xian Tong pointed at the 12 Primal Chaos Steels. Longao, if you aren't afraid of danger, why don't you go take a look? Who knows? Something unexpected might happen. He nodded. That's exactly what I was thinking. Longao hadn't imagined that he would encounter something like this upon entering the chaotic abyss. Good luck? Or bad luck? Longao didn't know, but he knew very well that if these 12 Primal Chaos Steels were real, then he had struck gold. The other 12 Primal Chaos Steels already had owners. For example, the Primal Chaos Steel of Time. Even if he obtained it, as long as the Chief Sovereign of Space of Time didn't perish, or if the Primal Chaos Steel didn't voluntarily give it up, then it wouldn't be easy for him to refine it. But the current situation was completely different. If the 12 Primal Chaos Steels in front of him were ownerless, then refining them would be much easier. By then, he could casually refine one of the Primal Chaos Steels and become a Chief Sovereign of Space. Why would he need to fear the other Chief Sovereigns of Space? Xian Tong didn't move. As for Longao, he began to walk towards the 12 Primal Chaos Steels. When he was roughly 100 steps away, Longao finally came to a halt. He couldn't continue forward, because Longao still didn't know what was going on with the 12 Primal Chaos Steels. If anything happened, he wouldn't even have a chance to dodge. Longao didn't act rashly. First, he carefully released the power of his primal spirit, slowly approaching the 12 Primal Chaos Steels. He was very nervous. Longao didn't know what the 12 primal chaos steels were like. What if they attacked him? Step by step. Soon, the power of primordial spirit touched the 12 chaos stone steels. It's fine. There was nothing strange about it at all. This time, Longao was stunned. It was completely different from what he had imagined. Longao, what's the situation? Senior, there's nothing strange about it. Try to sense it and see what you find. All right. Longao tried to sense the 12 chaos stone tablets with his primordial spirit, but he didn't sense any abnormalities at all. He also couldn't sense any energy fluctuations. Arriving beneath the 12 chaos stone tablets, Longao even stretched out his hand to touch the chaos stone tablets. It was just like an ordinary stone tablet. It was too strange. What was going on? Longao instantly retracted his primordial spirit and hand, because at this moment, the 12 primordial chaos stone tablets that were fine a moment ago actually started to shatter, turning into pieces that quickly fell to the ground. What was going on? Longao was completely dazed. Just now, he had thought that the 12 chaos stone tablets wouldn't be able to resist him at all. He had just happened to be able to devour all 12 chaos stone tablets. As long as he could casually refine one of them, then he would definitely become a ruler of the universe. But now, everything was impossible. The 12 chaos stone tablets had all shattered. He couldn't possibly devour the fragments. That was a bit unrealistic. Not to mention Longao, even Xin Tong, who was not far away, was a little confused. Because even he did not expect that the 12 primal chaos stone tablets would shatter just like that. If they did not see it with their own eyes, the two of them would not believe it. It was a little unbelievable. Longao, hurry up and leave that place. Longao didn't listen to Xin Tong's words. He felt that there was something fishy about this. Although it was dangerous, he still had to investigate it carefully. If he could devour the fragments, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Whether it was Longao or Xin Tong, what they couldn't understand was why the chaos stone tablets would suddenly shatter for no reason. But it had to be known that the 12 chaos stone tablets were the hardest in the vast universe. They were also the most terrifying universe divine artifacts. How could something like this happen to such an existence? Longao tried to sense the fragments that had already shattered. He wanted to see if there were any objections or opportunities. Now that things had come to this point, Longao still wasn't willing to give up. At that moment, the 12 chaos stone tablets that had shattered into countless fragments all rushed towards Longao. Before Longao and Xin Tong could react, all the fragments had already entered Longao's body. What was going on? There was nothing strange. Longao looked at his own body. He didn't find anything wrong, because all the fragments had already entered his body. Longao, how do you feel? Senior Xin Tong. So these 12 chaos stone tablets aren't chaos stone tablets at all. They're just a cultivation method. Cultivation method? There was no doubt because Xin Tong knew very well that Longao wouldn't lie to him. But what they didn't expect was that what they saw wasn't 12 chaos stone tablets at all. It was just a cultivation method. It's good that you're fine. Xin Tong continued to release his chaos stone tablet and began to sense the time stone tablet. Cultivation method. Longao wasn't lying. Even he was completely shocked, because all the fragments that had entered his body had already turned into a cultivation method called the 9-revolution chaos formula. Actually, it was the so-called 9-revolution reincarnation formula. In other words, the 9-revolution reincarnation formula wasn't the so-called 9-revolution reincarnation formula, but the so-called 9-revolution chaos formula. What was going on? Longao didn't understand. In other words, the fragments that he had obtained were the real 9-revolution reincarnation formula. According to the records of the 9-revolution chaos formula, the first 6 revolutions that he had cultivated were just elementary. That was because the true power of the 9-revolution chaos formula wasn't in the first 6 revolutions. It was in the following 3 revolutions, which were the 7th, 8th, and 9th revolutions. Not only that, the first 6 revolutions of the 9-revolution chaos formula were relatively easy to break through. If one wanted to break through from the 6th to the 7th, the difficulty would increase by 100 times. If one wanted to break through from the 7th to the 8th, the difficulty would increase by another 100 times. If one wanted to break through from the 8th to the 9th, the difficulty would increase by another 100 times. 100 times, 100 times, 100 times. What kind of concept was that? Longao found it hard to imagine how difficult it would be for him to break through the next 3 revolutions. Even if it was a moment of life and death, he might not be able to do it. It was a little depressing. Chapter 2168. It was only the 6th revolution, and it already had such a heaven-defying ability. It was hard to imagine. What kind of power would the last 3 revolutions of the 9 revolutions reincarnation technique possess? He was looking forward to it. Longao didn't plan on telling Xian Tong about the 9 revolution chaos technique. Although Xian Tong didn't have any enmity towards him, one couldn't judge a book by its cover. Who knew if Xian Tong would act against him after knowing about it? The 9 revolution chaos technique was a little perverted. Senior Xian Tong, how is it? He didn't continue thinking about the 9 revolution chaos technique. The most important thing now was to lock onto the position of the stone tablet. Whether or not he could swallow the stone tablet would depend on this. He shook his head. Xian Tong said helplessly, Longao, it seems like when the ruler of space fell, the stone tablet was sealed very well. Even I can't sense the position of the stone tablet. He wasn't surprised at all. Longao had already guessed that it wouldn't be so easy to lock onto the stone tablet. It seemed like he had come to the chaos abyss for nothing. He sighed deeply. Longao, don't be anxious. Give me some time. I don't believe that I can't sense the position of the stone tablet. Thank you, Senior. Xian Tong entered the black iron fragment. However, he was still constantly sensing the position of the stone tablet. Longao continued to walk forward, step by step, careful, and focused 120% of his attention. Another 12 chaos stone tablets? Looking at the 12 chaos stone steels not far away, Longao was completely dumbfounded. He didn't know what was going on. The 12 chaos stone tablets had just turned into the 9 revolution chaos technique and entered his body. Now, another 12 chaos stone tablets had appeared. Xian Tong's figure appeared once more. Longao, let me try this time. Xian Tong wanted to try and see what was going on with the 12 chaos stone tablets. Although Xian Tong didn't know what kind of technique Longao had obtained, he could imagine that it wasn't simple. That was the case. Xian Tong wanted to try and figure out the 12 chaos stone tablets that always appeared. Longao smiled and didn't object. Towards Xian Tong's meaning, how could Longao not know? Without any hesitation, Xian Tong took a step forward and arrived before the 12 chaos stone tablets. With Longao as an example, Xian Tong was not worried at all. If Longao was fine, he would definitely be fine too. Just as Xian Tong reached out and touched the chaos stone tablet, the situation suddenly changed. At the same time, Xian Tong retreated. Senior Xian Tong, what's wrong? Longao was shocked. Although Xian Tong was not his friend, he absolutely did not wish for Xian Tong to die. Just as Longao was about to attack, Xian Tong had already escaped the backlash of the primal chaos stone tablet. With a face full of shock, Xian Tong said with lingering fear, Longao, I really don't know how you did it just now. The 12 chaos stone tablets had such a powerful backlash. If I hadn't pulled back in time, I fear I would have been swallowed up. Even Xian Tong had suffered a backlash from the primal chaos stone tablets. Longao was very shocked. Just then, he had also reached out and touched the 12 chaos stone tablets, but nothing had happened. But Xian Tong had. What was going on? Let me try. Xian Tong nodded. Longao reached out and touched the tablet with his right hand. There was no problem at all. Not just Longao, but even Xian Tong was curious. They didn't know what was going on with the primal chaos stone tablets. Yet another shocking scene occurred. The 12 chaos stone tablets once more began to shatter, transforming into fragments. Not only that, all of the fragments entered Longao's body, causing Longao to be completely dazed. It was as if the 24 chaos stone tablets had been prepared for him. A bit dumbfounded, Xian Tong didn't know what was going on with the chaos stone tablets. Why had they entered Longao's body twice? If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he really wouldn't have believed it. Longao, It seems your situation is very special. You must not let this leak out. If the other rulers of space find out, you'll be in big trouble. Big Brother Xian, if you don't mind, I'm willing to become sworn brothers with you. What do you think? Longao already understood that Xian Tong was truly taking care of him. Such a person was completely worthy of being friends, or even brothers. Because of this, Longao changed the way he addressed Xian Tong. From Senior Xian Tong to Big Brother Xian Tong. I couldn't ask for more. If it were anyone else, they definitely wouldn't dare to do this. To be sworn brothers with a ruler of space was simply courting death. It was truly infuriating. Longao and Xian Tong immediately became sworn brothers. Brother Long, the 2 primal chaos tablets shouldn't be the ones we have. But, according to my guess, the 24 stone tablets aren't anything ordinary. They must have been left behind by some super powerhouse. You have to make good use of them. Big Brother Xian, aren't the 12 of you the strongest in the vast universe? Everyone knew that the 12 rulers of space were the strongest in the universe. But from what Xian Tong said, it seemed that the 12 of them weren't the strongest. What was going on here? Brother Long, under normal circumstances, the 12 of us are indeed the strongest. But for some reason, the 12 of us keep feeling that there are existences stronger than us. But this is just a guess. No matter what, we have to return to our peak as soon as possible. Otherwise, not to mention the others, just the Oracle alone will be difficult for me to deal with. So it was just a guess. Longao shrugged helplessly. The level of the 12 rulers of space wasn't something he could touch. Xian Tong returned to the black iron fragment and continued to sense the time tablet. As for Longao, his face was full of excitement. Because the previous 12 stone tablets had transformed into countless fragments and all of them had flowed into his body to form the true copy of the 9 Revolution Chaos Mantra. As for the 12 stone tablets, all of the fragments had gathered in his dantian and started devouring his dantian. Yes, it was devouring his dantian. Longao did not panic in the slightest. If the fragments wanted to harm him, they would have started to bite him just now. There was no need to wait until now. He was looking forward to seeing how big of a surprise all the fragments would bring him this time. All the fragments frantically devoured his dantian. In a few seconds, Longao's dantian was completely devoured. Before Longao could react, the fragments began to gather in his dantian. A moment later, a brand new dantian appeared in Longao's body. What kind of dantian was this? Longao did not know what was going on with this dantian that was formed by the fragments. Chapter 2169. Although he didn't know what was going on with his dantian. However, Longao was very clear just how great the might of his brand new dantian was. It was endless. It could hold hundreds of rivers. It was always a good thing. Longao had never thought that this trip to the chaotic abyss would bring him such a great surprise even before he found the Time Primal Chaos Tablet. First, it was the 9 Revolution Chaos Formula, then the nameless dantian. He continued on his way. There was a huge pool. Brother Long, don't go near the pool. Just as Longao was about to see what was going on with the pool, Xian Tong's voice came. He stopped immediately. Big Brother Xian, what's wrong? I can sense how terrifying the pool is. Even I don't dare to touch the power inside. Longao was shocked. Longao knew what Xian Tong meant. Even if Xian Tong hadn't recovered to the Star Ruler level, he was still the Star Ruler with the indestructible tyrant body. There was a power in the vast universe that the Star Ruler was afraid of. It would be unrealistic to say that he wasn't shocked. Big Brother Xian, I feel like this pool is connected to me by blood. What do you mean? Longao couldn't figure it out. The chaotic abyss was boundless. He didn't want to go anywhere but came to this place. It was as if there was a voice calling out to him from the unseen world. He could clearly sense that the voice calling out to him came from the pool. Big Brother Xian, I don't know what's going on either. Longao didn't hesitate. He walked towards the pool. The closer he got, the stronger the voice calling out to him. It was as if it was right next to his ear. Longao was very careful. Even so, before long, Longao still came to the side of the pool. The pool was filled with a mysterious liquid. It was spinning in an irregular manner. It was very strange. He couldn't see what was inside the pool. The mysterious liquid covered the entire pool. The calling had stopped. Was he going to enter the pool? What a ridiculous thing. Longao was about to leave, but at that moment, the situation suddenly changed. Before he could react, the mysterious liquid in the pool had already started to devour him crazily, directly sucking him into the pool. It happened too suddenly. Longao was still awake when he entered the pool. He could feel that the pool wasn't hostile to him. Instead, it was connected to him by blood. What was going on? It was as comfortable as returning to his own home. All the liquid started to flow into Longao's body and into his dantian, and soon, all the liquid had already flowed into his dantian. At this moment, his entire dantian was filled with this mysterious power. It was just right, not a drop more, not a drop less. It was as if the liquid was tailor-made. And chaos. The entire axe exuded a strange and powerful aura. Longao was shocked, because at this time, he found that his blood vessels were out of control, as if they were about to break out of his body. What was going on? Longao was shocked. He didn't know what was going on with his body. Why would this happen out of nowhere? Pissed, pissed, pust, 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 pust. Right at this moment, the axe that was lying in the pool disappeared with a so sound. Before Longao could react, the axe had already entered Longao's body and lay quietly in his dantian. His blood began to flow into his dantian, filling up the axe. In just a few minutes, the axe was dyed red, and the mysterious liquid acted as a connection, completely fusing the axe with the blood. The mysterious liquid, the blood, and the axe were all fused together. In the next second, the axe had already appeared in Longao's right hand, retracting and releasing it freely. For some reason, Longao had a feeling that this axe belonged to him. Even though he didn't quite believe it, the truth was right before his eyes. He had no choice but to believe it. Let me try out the power of the Chaos Axe. Longao was clear that the Chaos Axe he had just obtained was definitely not ordinary. Looking at the ground before him, he swung down with the axe without any warning. A shocking scene occurred. Wherever the power of the axe passed by, the void trembled. The countless cracks in the void around Xian were like tsunamis that were howling madly. Looking at the huge crack on the ground, Longao was a little dumbfounded. At this moment, Xian Tong's figure appeared. His eyes were fixed on it, and he said, "Brother Long, the star god weapon you just obtained is really terrifying. Its power is only below the Chaos Tablet." Xian Tong was a little curious, because ever since he entered the Chaos Abyss, everything that had happened was too strange. The 24 Chaos Tablets that appeared twice, and this powerful star god weapon, seemed to be tailor-made for Longao. Could it be that Longao was the reincarnation of a powerhouse? He didn't ask. Xian Tong was very clear that even Longao didn't know about this. Even if he asked, it would be a waste of time. However, as time passed, Longao's true identity would definitely come to light. "Big Brother Xian, I feel that something is very wrong here. I don't know what is going on." "Longao, I believe that you have already guessed that this place should be greatly related to you. Continue down. If I'm not wrong, there should be other things waiting for you here." Just as Xian Tong said, Longao had already guessed something. This place obviously had something to do with him, but he should be the reincarnation of Long Mie. It didn't seem like it. As if he could guess Longao's thoughts, Xian Tong continued, "Brother Long, it seems that you are not the reincarnation of Long Mie. Otherwise, Long Mie wouldn't have left behind so many things. You will have to find out the reason for this by yourself." Longao nodded and didn't continue to hesitate. He walked forward. The 24 Chaos Tablets and the Chaos Axe appeared one after another. Could there be other things behind? Longao was looking forward to it, because whether it was the 24 Chaos Tablets or the Chaos Axe, they were peerless treasures that were one in a million. He continued forward. This time, there were no other things that Longao expected. The surroundings were still desolate and gloomy. A palace? Looking at the huge palace in front of him, Longao was really enlightened. This wasn't because the palace was very grand, but because the palace in front of him revealed a domineering aura, an unparalleled domineering aura. Chapter 2170. A Majestic Palace. The words Chaos Palace were written on the plaque. Brother Long, it seems like this palace was prepared for you. Let's go in. Longao nodded in agreement. Things had already reached this point. Longao had already guessed that this palace was definitely related to him. In that case, Longao didn't hesitate and immediately headed towards the palace. At this moment, Long Yin, Long Ming, and Xin Tong were all stopped, which shocked Longao. He didn't know what was going on with the palace and why it was stopping them. Brother Long, it seems like I guessed right. This palace is waiting for you, and we can't enter at all. Xin Tong was extremely shocked. It was the same thing. Even if he hadn't recovered to his peak state, he was still the ruler of Starry Sky. Under normal circumstances, this palace shouldn't be able to stop him. In the end, even Xin Tong couldn't figure it out. The more it was so, the more shocked Xin Tong was, and the more certain he was that Longao wasn't simple. Brother, you go first. We'll wait for you here. Since things had already come to this, he couldn't give up on entering the palace. Longao's intuition told him that something was waiting for him in the palace. No matter what, he had to enter the palace. All right. Anyway, Long Chong, Long Ming, and Xin Tong would be fine. Longao turned and entered the palace. In the huge palace, nothing could be seen from the outside. After Longao stepped into the palace, he was completely shocked by what he saw. The palace was surrounded by a starry sky. It was obviously a miniature version of the vast starry sky. In other words, standing in the Chaos Palace seemed to be able to see the entire starry sky. It was unbelievable. Before Longao could take a good look at the palace, the chaos axe in his body trembled violently and appeared in the palace with a whoosh. The chaos axe must be related to the Chaos Palace. He slowly closed his eyes. Longao found that his primordial spirit had left his body and was shrouded by a black light. It disappeared instantly. What is this place? Looking at the chaos in front of him, Longao was surrounded by darkness. He couldn't tell where he was, but he knew where he was. Scenes flashed past. Just like that, various scenes kept flashing in Longao's mind. By the time Longao returned to the palace, he had already forgotten everything that had flashed through his mind. He tried his best to recall, but he still couldn't find anything. Not knowing what was going on, Longao shrugged helplessly. Since he couldn't recall anything, he could only give up. He felt helpless. However, Longao was certain of one thing, and that was that he wasn't the reincarnation of Dragon Destroyer. It seemed that he was only the reincarnation of Dragon Destroyer. As for his true identity, it wasn't that simple. The Chaos Axe returned to Longao's hand. My primordial spirit. He had not noticed it earlier, but now, Longao felt that his soul had completely changed. It was as if it had been tempered by a mysterious force. Without a doubt, it was definitely the doing of this palace. He was pleasantly surprised. Longao could clearly sense that his current primordial spirit was almost indestructible, which was also the so-called immortal and indestructible. Was this for real? He didn't know if it was true or not, but it told Longao that his guess was definitely true. In other words, he was now immortal. Even if his physical body was destroyed, as long as his primordial spirit existed, he could still be reincarnated. Chaos Tablet. In the middle of the palace, a Chaos Tablet gradually appeared. It was different from the other Chaos Tablets. The one that appeared in the palace didn't have any energy fluctuations. In other words, this Chaos Tablet didn't have any elemental energy. For example, the 12 sovereigns of the Starry Sky had 12 Chaos Stone Steels, each with its own power. The 5 elements Chaos Stone Steels, Devouring Chaos Stone Steels, Lightning Chaos Stone Steels, Space Chaos Stone Steels, Time Chaos Stone Steels, Destruction Chaos Stone Steels, Reincarnation Chaos Stone Steels, Slaughter Chaos Stone Steels, Divine Divination Chaos Stone Steels, Sword Intent Chaos Stone Steels, Immortal Tyrant Body Chaos Stone Steels, and Darkness Chaos Stone Steels. The 12 elemental energies were the 5 elements: Devouring Force, Lightning Force, Space Force, Time Force, Destruction Force, Reincarnation Chaos Tablet, Divination Chaos Tablet, Sword Intent Chaos Tablet, Immortal Tyrant Body Chaos Tablet, and darkness tablet. However, this chaos tablet didn't have any elemental attributes. What was going on? Not only that, but Longao also couldn't figure it out. There were only 12 chaos tablets in the vast universe, each controlled by the 12 rulers of the universe. Why would a 13th chaos tablet appear? This primal chaos stone tablet was completely different from the other primal chaos stone tablets. Longao had no idea what was going on. Things were getting stranger and more complicated. If news of this spread, it would shake the entire universe. Not to mention others. If the 12 rulers of the universe knew about this, they wouldn't let him off. Could he be the reincarnation of a ruler of the universe? The 13th ruler of the universe? Longao tried to release his primordial spirit. Just as it wrapped around the chaos tablet disappeared and entered his dantian. In his dantian, the chaos tablet stood quietly. The chaos axe was embedded in the chaos tablet. It was as if the chaos tablet and chaos axe were one. Although he had devoured the chaos tablet, Longao could sense that if he wanted to refine this chaos tablet, who knew how long it would take? 100 years? 1,000 years? 10,000 years? Hundreds of millions of years? Back then, Xin Tong had also spent countless years refining the primal chaos tablet. However, Longao was still very excited. This time, he had devoured his own primal chaos tablet. Once he truly refined it, he would become the ruler of the starry skies. As for this primal chaos tablet, he wouldn't have to constantly worry about it being taken away by others. If it was any other chaos tablet, once the corresponding ruler of the universe's primordial spirit awakened, it would leave automatically. He had already experienced it once. Because of E.G. Mei's awakening, the chaos tablet he devoured automatically left his body and returned to E.G. Mei's body. Now, E.G. Mei had started to refine the chaos tablet again. Longao was almost certain that the chaos tablet he had just devoured wasn't the time tablet he was looking for. It seemed that in this chaotic abyss, besides his chaos tablet, there was also the time tablet. This meant that there were 2 chaos tablets. It seemed that his risk of entering this place was worth it. If he hadn't entered, how could he have obtained these? Chapter 2171. Automatically refined. Longao definitely wouldn't go into seclusion to refine the tablet. Although refining in seclusion would definitely be faster than refining like this, Longao still chose to give up on refining in seclusion. Actually, Longao was still a little depressed, because till now, he still couldn't sense what attribute the tablet that he had just swallowed had. Attributeless tablet. Such a tablet was really special. It couldn't be that the tablet had 12 attributes, right? That didn't seem possible. If that was the case, then the tablet that he had swallowed was simply too overpowered. Longao smiled. It seemed like he was thinking too much. Longao didn't leave the palace immediately. Even though he had already swallowed the tablet, he still wanted to look around. Who knows, he might be able to get some good stuff. The entire palace was too huge. Just the side halls alone had more than 1,000 of them. But Longao wasn't able to step into any of them. It seemed like he wasn't strong enough. Chi-chi, just as Longao was walking around, the entire palace started to rumble. What was going on? Longao was teleported out. As for the palace, it directly arrived within Longao's dantian. The tablet had the palace, and the axe was embedded within the tablet. The 3 of them were one. Big brother, are you okay? I'm fine. Longao didn't plan to tell Xin Tong that he had swallowed the tablet. Even if they were brothers, there were some things that could be said and some things that couldn't be said. For example, the tablet. Xin Tong didn't ask much either. Long Chong and Long Ming stepped into the dragon seal space. Just as Long Ming was about to enter Longao's dantian, he was blocked outside. Everyone was stunned. They didn't know what was going on at all. Big brother, I can't enter your dantian. Longao already knew about this. Even he himself didn't know what was going on. Thinking about it, the only explanation was that his dantian was different now. It was occupied by the palace and the tablet. The dragon seal couldn't enter at all. This was a huge problem. He couldn't let the dragon seal exist on its own. Brother Long, it seems like you encountered something in the Primal Chaos Palace. Yes, to be honest, when I entered the Primal Chaos Palace, I obtained a kind of power, which is in my dantian. Moreover, the primal chaos axe and the entire primal chaos palace are in my dantian. If I'm not mistaken, the dragon seal is unable to enter my dantian because of the primal chaos axe and the primal chaos palace. So that was the case. Xiantong and the other two were extremely shocked because none of them would have thought that Longao would devour the entire primal chaos palace. Big brother, what should we do now? Longchong felt very helpless. He was now the artifact spirit of the Longao's dantian. If he couldn't enter Longchong's dantian, he wouldn't be able to stay outside for long. Longchong was depressed to the extreme. Let me think of something. Longao was also at his wit's end. His primordial spirit entered his dantian and the palace. What was going on? Longao searched everywhere for the reason, but he couldn't find anything. Could the dragon seal be unable to enter his dantian for the rest of his life? If that was the case, he didn't know if devouring the palace this time was a good or bad thing. Shrugging his shoulders helplessly, just as Longao was about to say that he had no idea, a glimmer of hope appeared. Longchong, don't resist at all. Nodding his head, Longao tried to mobilize the power of the palace. In the next second, the dragon seal disappeared and reappeared in the palace. It was indeed effective. Longchong entered as well. As for Xiantong, he entered the black body fragment. Could there be something waiting for him? In just a few days after entering the Chaos Abyss, he had obtained many things. First, it was the Primal Chaos Axe, then the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet, and then the so-called Primal Chaos Palace. All of these were things that he desperately needed. Moreover, Longao could guess that these things had a lot to do with his identity. Although he couldn't confirm his identity now, as time passed, when he truly refined the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet and the Primal Chaos Palace, his identity would be revealed. He hoped that he was a star ruler. That way, the speed of refining the Primal Chaos Axe and the Primal Chaos Palace would greatly increase. Longao didn't hesitate at all. He continued on his way. This time, he walked for 3 whole months. He didn't encounter anything else. Longao smiled helplessly. It seemed that he was a little greedy. Brother Long, I can sense the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet's location. Hearing Xiantong's words, Longao was overjoyed. He couldn't wait to ask, Big Brother Xian, where is the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet? Although he had already devoured a Primal Chaos Stone Tablet, Longao would definitely want the Time Primal Chaos Stone Tablet. Even if he didn't refine it himself, he could let Longchong or Longming refine it. After all, whether it was Longchong or Longming, once they successfully refined it and broke through to the Starry Sky Ruler realm, it would be a great thing for him. Follow my senses. Longao immediately changed his direction and quickly headed towards the northeast. His speed soared to the extreme. After about a few hours, he finally arrived in front of a huge cemetery. In front of the graveyard, there was a tombstone with the words Forbidden Chaos Ground written on it. What bullshit, Forbidden Chaos Ground? Longao knew very well that this was a trick that the Star Ruler of Time had created to attract attention. It wasn't enough to fool him. Big Brother Xian, is the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet in the graveyard? Yes, but Brother Long, you must be careful. I just sensed that in addition to the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet, there is also the power left behind by the Star Ruler of Time. If you force your way into the graveyard, you will definitely suffer a backlash. The consequences will be unimaginable. A serious look appeared on his face. Longao knew very well what the power left behind by the Star Ruler of Time meant. It seemed that the Star Ruler of Time had come prepared, but this time, he had entered the Chaos Abyss to obtain the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet. Since he already knew the location of the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet, how could he not give it a try? Big Brother Xian, what should I do to avoid the attack of the graveyard's power? Longao was determined to succeed. He wouldn't give up until the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet arrived. Brother Long, I can try to help you contain this power. As for whether I can succeed, I'm not completely sure. Many thanks. There's no need to be so polite between brothers. Xiantong's smile was very serious, because even he wasn't completely confident that he could contain the power left behind by the Star Ruler of Time. Chapter 2172. Xian Tong released his own power and slowly seeped into the tomb. Brother Long, I'll hold back the power left behind by the ruler of space here. You can enter now. Understood. Long Ao knew that even with Brother Xian holding back, he could not delay for too long. The longer he delayed, the more disadvantageous it would be for him. Forcefully breaking open the tomb, Long Ao took the opportunity to enter. This was Long Ao with the help of Xian Tong, the ruler of space. If it were anyone else, they might not even be able to break open the tomb, let alone enter. What did the power left behind by the ruler of space mean? Long Ao knew clearly in his heart. Within the tomb, it was a long passageway, and it was dim. For Long Ao, this was not a problem. Pushing his speed to the max, he reached the end of the passageway in just a few minutes. A gigantic stone door. Long Ao tried to force it open, but to no avail. The stone door did not seem to have any intention of opening. Seemed like this was the final barrier. However, Long Ao was not too worried. According to Brother Xian, the ruler of space left behind the time tablet behind the stone door. But how to open the stone door seemed to be a little troublesome. Other than forcefully breaking open the stone door, there was no other way. Taking out the chaos axe from his dantian, Long Ao wielded it and slashed at the stone door fiercely. The terrifying power slammed onto the stone door instantly. The space crack enveloped the stone door, and with a loud boom, the stone door was shattered into pieces. His heart leaped with joy. Seemed like the power of his chaos axe was not to be underestimated. Without the help of the chaos axe, it would be almost impossible for him to break open the stone door. Entering the stone door, within a stone room that was neither big nor small, there was only a single time tablet in the entire stone room, and it gave off waves of time energy. Without a doubt, this was the legendary time tablet. Long Ming, Long Chong, you guys try to devour the time tablet. See if you can. Long Ao had already thought about it. This time around, he would definitely not devour the time tablet. He would leave this opportunity to Long Chong or Long Ming. If either of them could devour the time chaos stone tablet and refine it, that would be an extremely good thing. If he could refine the chaos tablet, even if the primordial spirit of the ruler of space and time awakened, it wouldn't be of much use. Long Chong, Long Ming. The two of them appeared at the same time without any hesitation. They knew that time was of the essence and they couldn't waste too much time. Otherwise, the longer they delayed, the more disadvantageous it would be for them. Long Chong, you first. Long Ming, you go first. All of you together. Long Chong and Long Ming looked at each other and nodded. Looking at the time primal chaos stone tablet in front of them, the two of them simultaneously released their own power and began to sense if they could devour the time primal chaos stone tablet. No matter who it was impossible for them to casually devour a primal chaos tablet. If he couldn't sense it and forcefully tried to devour the primal chaos stone tablet, not only would he fail to devour it, but he might even suffer a backlash from the primal chaos stone tablet. At the same time, they sensed, the two of them entered the primal chaos stone tablet. Long Chong's power was instantly ejected, leaving behind only Long Ming's power. It didn't dissipate for a long time. Big brother, Long Ming can sense the time chaos stone tablet. Looks like he's the most suitable person to refine it. There was no need for Long Chong to say anything. Long Ao naturally knew. Long Ming, since you can sense the time chaos stone tablet, you can refine it? Yes, big brother. Long Ming didn't hesitate at all. He immediately began to devour the time chaos stone tablet. Long Ao knew very well that although Long Ming had already devoured the time chaos stone tablet, whether he could successfully refine it was still unknown. If Long Ming could refine it before the ruler of space and time, then everything would be fine. If the ruler of space's primordial spirit awakened and Long Ming didn't, then the consequences would be obvious. It all depended on Long Ming's luck and fortune. Let's go. Big brother, wait. What's wrong? Seeing the strange expression on Long Ming's face, Long Ao was very curious. He didn't know what was going on. No matter what, Xian Tong was still outside. The power left by the ruler of space couldn't be delayed for too long. If Brother Xian failed, it would be a huge hindrance to him leaving the tomb. Big brother, Long Ming said the word, I 3 times but still couldn't say anything. Long Ming, what's going on? Long Ao was even more curious. It didn't seem like Long Ming's personality. Could it be that there was a problem with Long Ming devouring the Time Chaos Stone Tablet? If there was a problem, then things would be troublesome. Long Ao was very worried. He asked, Long Ming, is there a problem with the Time Chaos Stone Tablet? Big brother, no. I just devoured the Time Chaos Stone Tablet. I didn't expect my primordial spirit to change. What change? He didn't know if it was good or bad. Long Ao didn't know if Long Ming could refine the Time Chaos Stone Tablet. He didn't want to cause trouble for Long Ming because of this. Otherwise, the losses would outweigh the gains. Long Ao was very anxious. Big brother, my primordial spirit has awakened. Primordial spirit awakened? What did that mean? Could it be? Both Long Ao and Long Chong seemed to have guessed something. Both their faces were filled with shock and disbelief. Chapter 2173. Big brother, I haven't fully awakened my primordial spirit yet, so there are some things I don't quite understand. Awaken your primordial spirit first. We'll talk later. Long Ao led Long Chong and Long Ming out of the graveyard. Regarding the matter of Long Ming, Long Ao did not mention it. This matter was a bit too shocking. Brother Long, did you get the Time Chaos Steel? Fortunately, I didn't disappoint. Xian Tong also breathed a sigh of relief. Without the slightest hesitation, the group shot toward the exit. Along the way, Long Ao kept thinking about Long Ming being the ruler of the universe. As time passed, things became more and more complicated. 1 was an accident. 2 were coincidences. What about 3, 4, and 5? Were they all accidents or coincidences? Long Ao helplessly discovered. Of the 12 rulers of the universe, there were the Devouring Starry Sky Ruler, Thunder Starry Sky Ruler, Space Starry Sky Ruler, Time Starry Sky Ruler, Destruction Starry Sky Ruler, Samsara Starry Sky Ruler, Divine Divination Starry Sky Ruler, Sword Intent Starry Sky Ruler, and Indestructible Tyrant Body Starry Sky Ruler. A total of 10 rulers of the universe were related to him, and the Devouring Starry Sky Ruler and Time Starry Sky Ruler were his good friends. The Space Starry Sky Ruler, also known as the Heavenly Tao, and the Slaughter Starry Sky Ruler, both held grudges against him. Was he in high demand? Why was he able to provoke so many rulers of the universe? If someone told him there wasn't something fishy going on, he wouldn't believe it even if he was beaten to death. Things were getting stranger and stranger, more and more complicated. It was the Spatial Rift's water curtain again. If it had been before entering, Long Ao would have felt helpless, because he'd almost been killed by the Rift's water curtain. If he hadn't cultivated the 9 Revolution Chaos Mantra, he would have perished by now. But now, the situation was completely different. With the ability to control the universe, Long Ao was fully confident he could leave without a hitch. Control the universe. Long Ao clenched his hand, and a vacuum appeared in the water curtain. It was with this vacuum that Long Ao was able to leave the water curtain without a hitch. Perhaps enemies were bound to meet on a narrow road, but as soon as Long Ao left the Chaos Abyss and was about to return to the Devour Plane, he ran into Feng Xia and Feng Shan. Both of their cultivations had already broken through to the Starry Sky World King realm. They were just a step away from becoming a so-called titled World King. The Long Ao of today was no longer the same as before. With 2 Starry Sky Corpse slaves, he could easily kill the 2 of them. Moreover, with Long Ming, the Starry Sky Realm Emperor, killing the 2 of them would be a piece of cake. It was a pity. Until now, Feng Shan and Feng Xia still didn't know how bad their situation was. Long Ao, let's see where you're going this time. Run? Why did he have to run? Hearing Feng Xia's words, Long Ao laughed and said mockingly, Feng Shan, Feng Xia, it's time to settle the grudge between us today. Cut the weeds and dig up the roots to prevent future troubles. Long Ao would never leave any trouble for himself. You. Long Ao summoned 2 Starry Sky Corpse slaves, both of them Starry Sky Realm Kings. Once an expert took action, one would know whether or not he was an expert. Feng Xia and Feng Shan could both sense how powerful the 2 puppets that Long Ao had just summoned were. They actually had the strength of a Starry Sky Realm King. Even so, what could they do? Both Fang Xia and Fang Shan had full confidence in their strength. Longao. Longao's face was full of impatience. He didn't even want to say a word more. The two Starry Sky Corps slaves madly rushed towards the two of them. In the blink of an eye, the four of them were engaged in a fierce battle. The battle between four Starry Sky Realm Kings could be said to be very spectacular. In a short while, the battle between the four of them attracted the attention of countless people. The sharp-eyed people had already recognized Longao, Fang Shan, and Fang Xia at first glance. So that's Longao. Legend has it that Longao didn't even put the heaven-devouring empire in his eyes. It turns out that he's just a Starry Sky Realm Lord. However, the strength of these two puppets isn't to be underestimated. Shut up. Longao must have his reasons for being able to remain unscathed after provoking the heaven-devouring empire for so long. Fang Xia and Fang Shan didn't know that Longao had a Starry Sky Realm King by his side. Otherwise, they wouldn't have dared to provoke Longao even if they were given 10,000 guts. Provoking a Starry Sky Realm King was simply a path to death. Look, that's Longao's Starry Sky Realm King underling. He's too awesome. I'm willing to die if I can have a Starry Sky Realm King as my underling. This matter wasn't spread by Longao, but by Long Ming. He wanted to let everyone know that he was Longao's underling. This way, everyone would think that Longao had a Starry Sky Realm King as his underling. Envy, jealousy, and hatred. Fang Xia and Fang Shan, who were in the midst of battle, also sensed the aura of the Starry Sky Realm King beside Longao. The two of them were shocked to the extreme. They didn't know where this Starry Sky Realm King came from. In a great battle, the greatest taboo was to have a change in one's state of mind. However, even if the two of them knew this, what could they do? After all, the strength of the Starry Sky Realm King was right there. As long as the Starry Sky Realm King took action, even if they recovered to their peak, they wouldn't be a match for the Starry Sky Realm King. This was the difference between their realms. The two of them were terrified to the extreme. If they knew that there was a Starry Sky Realm King by Longao's side, they wouldn't have come even if they were beaten to death. The two of them glanced at each other and saw the meaning in each other's eyes. So what if the two of them could defeat the two puppets? Could the two of them defeat a Starry Sky Realm King? It was simply a fool's dream. Since that was the case, they might as well leave as soon as possible. Now, Fang Xia and Fang Shan didn't want to continue their revenge. If they could leave this place safely, this hatred would end here. They would absolutely not look for Longao again. In their opinion, since there was a Starry Sky Realm King by Longao's side, they should be thankful that Longao didn't look for trouble with them. How could they continue to look for trouble with Longao? After ruthlessly forcing the two puppets away, Fang Xia and Fang Shan immediately turned around and prepared to leave. They couldn't wait to leave. Things had already reached this point. The two of them only hoped that the Starry Sky Realm King wouldn't take action. Otherwise, they wouldn't even have the chance to escape. They were terrified to the extreme. The two of them kept praying in their hearts that the Starry Sky Realm King wouldn't take action. Big brother, let me do it, Long Ming sneered. With his strength, it was easy to kill the two of them. He couldn't understand why his big brother didn't let him take action directly. It would save him a lot of trouble. Chapter 2174. I'll do it. Long Ming was well aware of his brother's strength. If it was before they entered the Chaos Abyss, his brother wouldn't be a match for the two Starry Sky Realm Kings. But now, the situation was completely different. Longao stretched out his right hand and held it tightly towards the two people who were about to leave. What did Longao mean by this? Seeing that Longao didn't chase after them and just clenched his fist, could it be that Longao was angry? With two puppets and a Starry Sky World Emperor's underling, no matter who attacked, Fang Xia and Fang Shan wouldn't be able to escape this time. However, Longao didn't chase after them. Instead, he did such a stupid thing, which made everyone around a little confused. No one knew what was going on with Longao. But then, a shocking scene appeared. Looking at everything that happened in front of them, everyone was completely stunned. Because Longao clenched his fist and Fang Shan and Fang Xia were about to leave, countless cracks appeared in the starry sky around them. If that was the case, the two of them might be able to leave smoothly. But something even more shocking happened. The cracks in the starry sky began to compress, not giving the two of them any chance to escape. They were already submerged in the cracks. Is this real? Everyone was dumbfounded. They had seen powerful people before, but not to this extent. Under normal circumstances, with Longao's strength, it was impossible for him to be a match for the two of them. As long as he didn't use the power of the Starry Sky Realm King, Fengshan and Fengxia would definitely leave this place. Longao alone couldn't stop them from leaving. But the result? Not only did Longao stop the two of them from leaving, but he also killed them. Until now, no one was willing to believe that what happened just now was real. It was too shocking. Is Longao really the Starry Sky Realm King? No one would have thought that Longao could not only shatter the starry sky, but also compress the cracks in the starry sky. With such a terrifying method, it was reasonable for him to kill the two Starry Sky Realm Kings. Longao was getting more and more mysterious and powerful. The stronger Longao was, the more unlucky the heaven-devouring empire was. Longao didn't know that with his strength and Long Ming's deterrence, the soaring dragon realm was developing at a terrifying speed. In just a few months, its strength had increased tenfold. What kind of concept was this? At this rate, it would not be long before the Longao Empire was established. The news of Longao killing Fengshan and Fengxia had already reached the heaven-devouring empire, shocking the entire empire. Devouring heaven domain, heaven-devouring plane, heaven-devouring empire. Inside the huge palace. Brother Shen, it seems that this kid is not simple. He can actually shatter the starry sky and compress the spatial rift. If this kid is allowed to continue developing, the empire will be in great trouble. Chun Chun sighed helplessly. He had never imagined that Longao would have grown to such an extent in just a few months. If the rumors were true, things would be troublesome. He felt helpless. Brother Dongfang, to be honest, if it was just Longao alone, I would not be afraid. So what if he has such a divine ability? With the Empire's strength, killing Longao is more than enough. Chun Chun sighed helplessly. He sighed again and continued. But the situation now is completely different. The reason why Longao is fearless is not because he is strong, but because he has a Starry Sky Boundary Emperor by his side. If this person is not eliminated, it will be very difficult for us to kill Longao. Even if Longao had such a divine ability, Chen Shan was still not afraid. He did not think much of Longao. The only person Chen Shun was really afraid of was Long Ming. The Starry Sky World Emperor was not just a title. The real reason Longao was so fearless was because of this person. Dongfang Hao, the Starry Sky World Emperor, was Chun Chen's best friend. It was also because of this that Dongfang Hao was willing to stay in the heaven-devouring empire to cultivate and help them. Dongfang Hao smiled and said, Brother Chun, you don't have to worry about this. I have already invited a good friend. With the three of us working together, I don't believe that we can't kill this person. Once this person is dead, only Longao will be left. Many thanks. Chun Chun was overjoyed. If there was another Starry Sky World Emperor working together, he did not believe that they could not kill Longao. The name of the Starry Sky World Emperor that Dongfang Hao invited was Che Yimin. She was a woman, but her strength couldn't be underestimated, because even Dongfang Hao wasn't a match for her. Hence, one could imagine how powerful Che Yimin was. The news of the three Starry Sky World Emperors working together did not spread. Chen Chun and the other two were very clear that if Longao knew about this matter, he would definitely hide. Once Longao really left, then wanting to find traces of him in the vast starry sky would be like searching for a needle in the ocean. The heaven-devouring empire did not do anything. According to Chan Tung and the others' understanding of Longao, even if the heaven-devouring empire did not make a move, Longao would definitely make a move first. As long as Longao dared to step into the heaven-devouring realm, he would definitely not be able to leave. Longao did not go to the heaven-devouring realm. Instead, he went directly to the soaring dragon realm, which was the headquarters of the dragon sect. Sect Master, we've already heard about what happened to you. Longao had just returned when He Feng came over to greet him. The current dragon sect was controlled by He Feng alone because Feng Xiu and Yi Mei were in seclusion. As long as the sect didn't encounter any life and death situations, the two of them wouldn't easily come out. Feng Xiu had already swallowed the blood, and his cultivation had broken through to the titled World King realm. If he continued his seclusion, he would undoubtedly be able to reach the Starry Sky World Emperor realm. If he was lucky enough, he might even reach the titled World Emperor realm. At that time, with Feng Xiu overseeing the Dragon Sect, even the Grand Cloud Empire would not dare to casually provoke them. As for Jimei, he had already swallowed the Starry Sky Ruler realm. His primordial spirit had already awakened. As long as he could successfully refine the Devouring Chaos Tablet, he would be able to reach the Starry Sky Ruler realm. However, Jimei was well aware that refining the Devouring Chaos Tablet was not an easy task. Of the 12 Starry Sky Rulers, besides the Divine Mathematician, the other 11 had all died and entered the cycle of samsara. The second time they tried to refine the Chaos Tablet was much more difficult and time-consuming than the first time. This was also why the other Starry Sky Rulers said that the Divine Mathematician had tricked them. If it was easy, why didn't the Divine Mathematician die and enter the cycle of samsara? Feng Xiu and Jimei were in seclusion, and Longao was not in the sect. Thus, Heifeng was the highest person in charge of the sect. Everything fell on Heifeng's shoulders. However, one had to admit that Heifeng was indeed a talented general who led the Dragon Sect to prosperity. Chapter 2175. Heifeng had never imagined that his master would be able to kill Feng Shan and Feng Xia. Longao chatted with Heifeng for a bit before heading to the back mountain. Feng Xiu and Jimei were cultivating in seclusion, so Longao didn't disturb them. Within the courtyard, Longao's expression was solemn. "Big brother, I am indeed the ruler of time and space," Longming said helplessly. He wasn't happy that he was the ruler of time and space. He knew full well that his big brother would have some misgivings once his identity was exposed. At the very least, his big brother would doubt their brotherhood. It was only natural. Indeed, before Longao could speak, Longming continued, "Big brother, whether or not I'm the ruler of time and space, I'll always be your brother, unless you don't acknowledge me." He seemed to have understood something. Longao suddenly smiled. "You're right. Your identity means nothing to me. Whether or not you're the ruler of time and space won't affect our brotherhood. I was too stubborn." Jimei smiled. Longao smiled as well. "Big brother, let me follow you. With me around, the heaven-devouring empire won't dare touch you." Longao shook his head. "Longming, I know what you mean, but the most important thing right now isn't for you to help me deal with the heaven-devouring empire, but for you to refine the time and space steel as soon as possible and return to the ruler of space. That was the most important thing. Big brother, but there are no buts. I'm sure you know better than I do why Master God Diviner tricked the 11 of you into perishing and entering the cycle of reincarnation. Although I can't guess why he did that, I'm certain that he had a goal in mind." On this point, Longao was incomparably sure. The Oracle's intentions were clear. Longao even suspected that the Oracle wanted to use this opportunity to destroy the 11 rulers of space and dominate the universe for himself. Although the steel wouldn't be destroyed, the 11 rulers of space wouldn't be destroyed. What if the 11 of them could never refine the steel? Longming also sighed deeply. Longming began to doubt Master God Diviner's shamelessness and intentions. He wasn't the only one. The other star rulers were beginning to doubt him as well. However, no one was willing to cause trouble for the Oracle at this time. None of the other 11 rulers of stars had recovered to their peak. Only Master God Diviner was the ruler of stars. Anyone who tried to cause trouble now would be committing suicide. Since things had already turned out this way, what other choice did he have? Longming was also very clear that under such circumstances, he should indeed refine the time tablet first. But what about Big Brother's safety? With the strength of the heaven-devouring empire, how could his big brother fight against them alone? Longming was very worried about Longao's safety. With regards to Longming's worries, how could Longao not know? He smiled. Longao patted Longming's shoulder and smiled. "Longming, you don't need to worry about my safety. After all these years, no one has been able to kill me. The same goes for the heaven-devouring empire." Without giving Long Ming a chance to speak, Longao continued, "Your mission is to refine the steel of time as soon as possible and become a ruler of stars. When the time comes, you can help me. Otherwise, how can I fight against several rulers of stars on my own?" "All right, big brother. You must be careful." "I will." Now that he had Yi Mei and Long Ming's help, Long Ao could more or less breathe a sigh of relief. Both of them were rulers of stars. If they could refine the steel of time, they would become rulers of stars. At that time, even if the heavenly Tao and the others came looking for trouble, he wouldn't have to fear them. It seemed that his luck was quite good. Although he had a grudge with the rulers of stars, he had their help. When his luck was good, there was nothing to say. Both of his brothers were rulers of stars. In the vast universe, how many people could be as lucky as him? Long Ao found an extremely secluded place for Long Ming to cultivate. It was listed as one of the forbidden areas. No one, not even Hei Feng, was allowed to enter without permission. Hei Feng wasn't unhappy at all because he knew that the master must have his reasons for doing so. It seemed that another big shot had moved into this place. Could it be the legendary Starry Sky World Emperor? Hei Feng didn't know how the master managed to get a Starry Sky World Emperor as a follower. It was too awesome. Yi Mei and Long Ming were trying their best to refine the steel of primal chaos. However, it was impossible for them to succeed in a short period of time. The first time they refined the steel of primal chaos, it took countless years. Not to mention the second time, it would take far longer than the first time. Both of them were focused on refining the steel of primal chaos, so they didn't know about each other's existence. If they knew, they might be shocked. However, Long Ao didn't tell them the truth. It was better to tell them in the future. Xian Tong only knew Yi Mei's identity, but he didn't know Long Ming's identity. It was already shocking enough that Long Ao had a Starry Sky ruler as his brother. If there was another one, even Xian Tong would be shocked. After settling Long Ming's matter, Long Ao began to think about his own matters. This time, he entered the chaotic abyss and obtained something unexpected. The 9-revolution primal chaos formula. Although it was the 9-revolution samsara formula, it was the real one. Its meaning was completely different. According to the 9-revolution primal chaos formula, unless he obtained the real one, he would be able to break through the next 3 revolutions. Otherwise, it would be impossible to break through the 7th, 8th, and 9th revolutions just by relying on the 9-revolution samsara formula. Reaching the 6th revolution was already his limit. Apart from the 9-revolution samsara formula, he had also obtained the primal chaos axe, the primal chaos palace, and the steel of primal chaos. Moreover, his Yuan spirit and Dantian had undergone changes. All of this seemed so illusory, like a dream, especially the steel of primal chaos. Even now, Long Ao still didn't understand how he had obtained a steel of primal chaos. In other words, this steel of primal chaos was the 13th steel of stars. If he hadn't personally experienced it, he wouldn't have believed that there was a 13th steel of primal chaos in the universe. According to the rumors, there were only 12 steels of primal chaos in the universe. This was something that Xian Tong had acknowledged. However, the steel of primal chaos he had obtained really did exist. Just what was going on? It was truly a little inconceivable. The most terrifying thing was that the steel of primal chaos didn't have the slightest attribute. Feng Xia and Feng Shan might not have been members of the Heaven-Devouring Empire in the past, but since they had joined the Heaven-Devouring Empire, they were considered members of the Heaven-Devouring Empire. Long Ao's act of killing them was an act of provocation. Was the Heaven-Devouring Empire afraid of Long Ao? That shouldn't be possible. Given the strength of the Heaven-Devouring Empire, even if Long Ao had a Starry Sky World Emperor by his side, he wouldn't be afraid of the Heaven-Devouring Empire. In any case, the deterrence of a Starry Sky World Emperor was quite terrifying. Now, the Heaven-Devouring Empire had 3 universal realm kings, Dongfang Hao, Che Yimin, and Chun Chun. However, the outside world didn't know that and thought that Chun Chun was the only universal realm king. The combined might of the 3 Starry Sky realm emperors was terrifying to think about. Heaven-Devouring Empire. In the main hall, the 3 universal realm kings, including Chantong, were all waiting. Dozens of days had passed, and Longao still hadn't come. The four of them couldn't be sure if Longao would come. What if he didn't? The four of them didn't take the initiative to attack because they didn't want to alert the enemy. If they couldn't kill Longao in one blow, and Longao went into hiding, it would be difficult to find him in the future. They had to kill him in one blow. Brother Chun, before Dongfang Hao could finish his words, everyone's faces changed. The three of them realized that something was wrong with Chen Chun. His aura was extremely messy, and they didn't know what was going on. As though they had guessed something, Dongfang Hao and Che Yimin's faces lit up as they exclaimed in unison, "Brother Chan is going to break through." Huh. The moment he heard that, Chan Tong was elated. He had not expected that his father would break through at this moment. He knew clearly what it meant for his father to break through to the titled World King. The three of them didn't dare to hesitate as they guarded the surroundings. It was extremely dangerous for a universal realm king to break through to the titled World King. If they weren't careful, they would be doomed. It took a full 3 days and 3 nights for Chen Xin to finally overcome the hurdle and break through to the titled World King. Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. A burst of laughter rang out. Chen Chun could not hide the joy in his heart. He had not expected that he would break through at this moment after being in seclusion for so many years. It seemed like it was all because of Longao. Should he thank Longao? Chen Chun knew clearly that if it weren't for Longao, he could forget about breaking through. Brother Chun, congratulations on your breakthrough. I don't know when the two of us will break through. Chen Chun smiled and said, after we deal with Longao, I will do my best to help the two of you break through to the Universal Realm King level. Thank you. Chapter 2177. The news of Chen Qian breaking through to the titled World Emperor realm had spread. It shocked the entire heaven-devouring domain. This was because everyone knew very well what a titled World Emperor meant. No one had expected that Chen Qian would choose to break through at this time. Because of this, the heaven-devouring empire's reputation, which had fallen to rock bottom, became even more significant because of Chen Qian's breakthrough. Longao also received the news and was shocked. He never expected that Chen Qian, who had not broken through for so many years, would choose to break through at this time. It was very depressing. Longao did not hide his identity. In the end, he was still discovered by the heaven-devouring empire in the heaven-devouring domain. Shen He and Shen Zhua just happened to meet Longao. They did not know if it was Longao's intention or not. Should the two of them kill each other? If Longao had a starry sky world emperor by his side, the two would not dare to stay and would immediately leave. But now, Longao did not have a starry sky world emperor by his side. It was the best time to kill him. Shen He, Shen Zhua, long time no see. How have you been? Longao was not worried at all. He looked at the two in front of him indifferently. The more he acted like this, the more the two were afraid. The two of them did not know why Longao was so fearless. Longao, we respect your courage. As long as you surrender, we can leave your corpse intact. Whether it was Shen He or Shen Zhua, they were both genuine titled world kings. However, Longao was only a starry sky world emperor. The difference between the two was too great. They were not on the same level at all. It was like an insurmountable gap. Longao smiled. His face was indifferent. He did not put the two in his eyes at all. It was as if the two in front of him were not so-called titled world kings. Longao did not know if he could defeat a titled world king with his current strength. In any case, he could kill a starry sky world king in a matter of minutes. Are you afraid? Yes, I am very afraid. At this moment, Longao stretched out his right hand with a smile. What was Longao doing? Longao's actions confused the two of them. They didn't know what the other party was trying to do. But in the next second, a shocking scene occurred. Longao clenched his fists. Mastering the starry sky. Shen He and Shen Zhua felt the starry sky around them begin to tremble. They had already guessed what the other party was going to do. Their faces suddenly changed as they were shocked to the extreme. A titled world king was a titled world king. Their reactions and speed were extremely fast. They retreated continuously, and in a short while, they had retreated far away. A spatial rift appeared, and began to compress. Xin He and Shen Zhuo looked at each other and saw the deep disbelief in each other's eyes. Of course, they knew that Longao could shatter the starry sky, but they did not expect that Longao could also compress the cracks in the starry sky. How could a mere starry sky sector lord possess such methods? It was unheard of and unseen. If they had not seen it with their own eyes, they would not have believed it even if they were beaten to death. Longao, you. Ha ha ha. I really want to see how you will leave my corpse intact today. Longao did not retreat in the slightest. Instead, he pressed on. They clenched their fists again. With the previous example, the two did not dare to meet force with force. They continued to retreat, not even having the chance to fight back. Even if this matter was spread out, no one would believe it. Xin He and Shen Zhuo were extremely depressed. As titled world kings, they were lofty existences even in the vast starry sky. If they were facing a starry sky world emperor or a titled world emperor, they might be helpless. But against a starry sky sector lord, under normal circumstances, they should be able to settle the matter in minutes. But what was the result? Longao pressed on. If they were the slightest bit careless, they would have been killed by the spatial rift. Shame. Could it be that they would choose to leave just like that? Besides being unwilling, the most important reason was that they did not want to accept reality. One left, one right, one strike will kill. After thinking about it, the two decided to stay. This was because if they did not kill Longao, they would not be satisfied. This opportunity was too important to them. Xin He and Shen Zhuo attacked Longao from the left and right. How could Longao not understand their intentions? He sneered. After the attack just now, Longao had a rough understanding of his true strength. As long as he was lucky, it was not impossible for him to kill a titled world king. Since that was the case, why should he be afraid of these two? The primal chaos axe appeared in his right hand. He clenched his left hand to deal with Shun He while his right hand ruthlessly chopped down at Shen Zhuo. As an unknown super-divine weapon, the might of the primal chaos axe could be imagined. As the axe came crashing down, before Shen Zhuo could react, he was almost struck by the primal chaos axe. Even so, Shen Zhuo was still injured. In his shock, Shen Zhuo did not dare to stay any longer. He immediately turned and fled. If this were a normal situation where Shen Zhuo was fully prepared, then even if Longao used the primal chaos axe, he might not be able to injure him. However, Shen Zhuo had already been frightened by the starry skies, and now that he had seen the might of the primal chaos axe, his state of mind had already been disturbed. If this battle continued, Shen Zhuo would lose without a doubt. As for Xin He, as he saw Shen Zhuo leave, he didn't dare to fight alone. Chapter 2178. Xin He and Shen Zhuo speed-soared to the extreme. The two of them were very depressed. As titled world kings, they were being chased by a mere starry sky world lord. It was a pain in the ass. So what if they were depressed? Longao was no longer the same as before. This didn't mean that Longao was very strong, but Longao's methods were too strange and powerful. If they weren't careful, the two of them would be killed. It was really troublesome to encounter such an existence. The two of them were very fast. Even if Longao used spatial teleportation, he couldn't catch up to them in the shortest time. Damn it! Seeing the two of them getting closer and closer to the devouring sky world, Longao's face turned uglier. He had to kill the two of them. Longao was very clear that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him. The two of them had a change in their state of mind. This was the best time to kill the two of them. Outside the devouring sky world, Chen Shun and the other two suddenly appeared. After waiting for a long time without news of Longao's arrival, Chen Shun and the other two finally couldn't sit still. Just as the three of them left the devouring sky world, they saw Longao chasing after the two of them. The situation was very dangerous. The two titled world kings were very important to the devouring sky empire. The two of them couldn't die. Longao, how dare you? The three of them rushed towards the two of them. As long as they could protect the two of them, it would be impossible for Longao to kill the two of them under the starry sky world king's hands. But would Longao let go? Since Longao dared to chase the two of them to the devouring sky world, he wasn't afraid of anyone. So what if Chen Qin's cultivation had broken through to the titled world kings? However, Longao was also a little depressed. It was almost impossible to kill the two of them, especially in front of the three of them. He had to kill the two of them in one strike. Otherwise, if the three of them protected the two of them, it would be impossible for him to kill the two of them. Longao knew himself well. Not to mention killing a starry sky world emperor, it was unknown if he could even kill a titled world king. The reason he was able to defeat the two titled world kings this time was because of his first impressions. If the two of them continued to attack fiercely, there was no way he could win. Go all out. The primal chaos axe appeared in his right hand. Longao channeled Starry Sky Mastery into the primal chaos axe and hacked at the two of them. After an hour of chasing, Longao was already very close to the two of them. He was only a few hundred meters away. What kind of concept was that? The primal chaos axe cleaved through the air. Then, under the horrified gazes of the 2 and 3 people, a shocking scene took place. Me. No. Xin He and Xin Zhuo were shocked to the extreme because the two of them had never thought that they would still be unable to escape this calamity even though they were fine. The current Longao was a little too terrifying. The power of the primal chaos axe not only caused cracks in the starry sky, but also began to compress. If it was just a crack in the starry sky, the two of them might still have a chance to escape. But now, the two of them had just been enveloped by the crack in the starry sky, and the crack had begun to compress. Before the two of them could react, they were already killed by the crack in the starry sky. They forcibly stopped their footsteps. Chen Chen and the other two were also shocked because the shattering starry sky that Longao had used just now was able to compress the crack in the starry sky. It was a little unbelievable. In the vast starry sky, who could do this? No one could do it. Longao, you've gone too far. Chen Chen's expression was very gloomy and as ugly as it could be. Outside the devouring sky plane, 2 titled world kings had been killed by the other party. If this matter were to spread out, where would his face go? Chen Chen, I'll give you this gift. Are you satisfied? Very satisfied. The 3 of them did not make a move because Longao's methods were too strange. If they could not kill him in one strike and he escaped, who knew what would happen? In the vast starry sky, there was no end to it. Trying to find a trace of a person in the vast sea of people was a ridiculous matter. Kill him in one strike. How could Longao not know what the 3 of them were thinking? 2 starry sky world emperors and 1 titled world emperor. With such terrifying strength, how could he possibly defeat them? It was unknown if he could destroy the devouring sky empire within 100 years. Avoid the sharp edge. Longao was not stupid enough to clash head-on with the other party at this time. When his cultivation broke through to the titled world king realm, he might be able to put up a fight. If he could reach the starry sky world emperor realm, he might not even need to fear a titled world emperor. You want to leave? The 3 of them laughed. The more Longao acted like this, the more the 3 of them knew that even if Longao had terrifying methods, he was not their match. Thinking of this, before Longao could speak, the 3 of them had already shot towards Longao at an extremely fast speed. However, in the next second, Longao's figure had already disappeared without a trace. What was going on? Looking at the disappearing figure, Chen Shun and the others looked at each other. They could see the deep shock in each other's eyes. They did not know how Longao had done it. Everyone knew that Longao had a powerful spatial artifact. However, under normal circumstances, the 3 of them would have been prepared to interfere with the spatial fluctuations. This way, even if Longao had a spatial artifact, he would not be able to enter the spatial artifact. But what was the result? Longao still entered the spatial artifact. The 3 of them were completely dumbfounded. They did not know what had happened. Brother Chen, how did Longao do it? Che Yimin and Dong Feng were shocked. Chen Shun shook his head helplessly. He also did not know what had happened. He said helplessly, Longao must not be left alive. No matter what, we have to kill him and get rid of all future troubles. Chen Shun had just witnessed Longao's methods. Not only could he shatter the starry sky, he could even compress it. This kind of ability was too terrifying. If he had not seen it with his own eyes, he would not have believed it. Not only that, Longao was only a starry sky world lord now. What if he was a titled world king, or even a starry sky world emperor? It was hard to imagine what level Longao would grow to in the future. No matter what, Longao's talent was there. The three of them were not sure if Longao could become a starry sky world emperor, or even a titled world emperor in the future. However, the three of them did not dare to gamble. If they lost, the consequences would be unimaginable. The only way was to cut the weeds and get rid of all future troubles. However, at this time, Longao could actually enter the spatial artifact as he wished. This was a very troublesome matter. What should they do to stop Longao from entering the spatial artifact? If this continued, it would be impossible to kill Longao. To the three of them, and even the Empire, it would be troublesome. Chapter 2179. This time, he had nothing to fear because of the Dragon Seal. Longao could enter the Dragon Seal at any time. Even if he was disturbed by space, he could still enter the Dragon Seal without fear. The current Dragon Seal was different, completely different. In the past, Long Fu was the weapon spirit of the Dragon Seal. As for whether it would be disturbed by space, it was unknown. Longao didn't know at all. But now, Long Chong was the weapon spirit of the Dragon Seal. According to Long Chong, the Dragon Seal was unimaginably powerful and no one could disturb it. As for why the Dragon Seal chose him and gave up on dragon annihilation, no one knew. Chen Shun and the other two didn't continue their search because they didn't know when Longao would appear. Big brother, what are you going to do next? How could Longao not know Long Chong's intention? The current heaven-devouring empire wasn't something he could contend against. Retreat in order to advance. The most important thing now is to break through my cultivation. Starry Sky Realm Lord was far from enough. At the very least, he had to find a way to break through to titled Realm King. As for fighting Chen Shun, Longao knew that his cultivation had to reach Starry Sky Realm Emperor at the very least. It was easy to think about it, but it was extremely difficult to do it. Longao sat quietly in the Dragon Seal, thinking about what he should do next. The next day, Longao got up and left the heaven-devouring realm. According to the current situation, there wasn't much point in staying any longer. Grand Cloud Realm, Soaring Dragon Realm. Currently, the Soaring Dragon Bit Wall was completely famous in the Grand Cloud Realm. If it were an ordinary bit wall, its destruction and rise would not attract too much attention. In any case, there were too many bit walls in the vast starry sky to count. However, the Soaring Dragon Realm had a grudge with the heaven-devouring empire and was constantly provoking them. The most terrifying thing was that the Soaring Dragon Realm hadn't been destroyed yet. Even the heaven-devouring empire couldn't do anything about it. What was going on? Grand Cloud Realm was confused. The Grand Cloud Realm didn't interfere because they didn't want to provoke the heaven-devouring empire or the Soaring Dragon Realm. The best way was to stay in seclusion. Since then, due to E.G. May's closed-door cultivation, Black Wind was able to develop dragon sex strength by himself. A person's power was limited. However, just as Longao returned to the Soaring Dragon Realm, good news suddenly came. Feng Xiu's cultivation had broken through to the Starry Sky Realm Emperor Realm. What kind of concept was that? The Dragon Sect finally had a Starry Sky Realm Emperor. Under normal circumstances, the current Dragon Sect could easily seize the realms. As long as they could dominate thousands of realms and have a Starry Sky Realm Emperor, they could establish an empire. However, Longao did not do so. The reason was simple. If they didn't have a solid foundation, even if they rashly established a Starry Sky Empire, it would only end in tragedy. Master, you're finally back. Feng Xiu's cultivation had broken through to the Starry Sky World Monarch realm, but he didn't continue cultivating. In the end, he chose to exit seclusion. Black Wind, what happened? Two people want to see you. Who is it? Longao was very curious. He didn't know who wanted to see him. Black Wind immediately left the hall and personally went to invite them. Big brother Feng, aren't you going to continue your closed-door cultivation? According to Feng Xiu's estimation, after swallowing the blood, as long as he continued his closed-door cultivation, he could definitely become a titled world emperor. Since that was the case, why did Feng Xiu choose to leave seclusion? Brother Long, the blood has changed. If I want to continue breaking through, I can only rely on myself and not the blood. So, even if I continue my closed-door cultivation, it won't help. So that was the case. At that moment, Brother Long, long time no see. How have you been? Seeing the two people walk in, Longao was completely shocked. He never thought that Yi Gudu and Long Batian would suddenly appear. Brother Yi, Big Brother Long, why are you here? You're so sensational, why can't I come? Yi Gudu seemed very excited. Longao was very afraid of Yi Gudu. Although Yi Gudu's strength was only at the titled world king level, he had a starry sky ruler behind him. The two had their own ulterior motives. After chatting for a long time, Yi Gudu left to rest. Brother Long, what's going on? Long Batian sighed deeply and told Longao everything that had happened before. After listening to it, Longao also sighed. Just as he knew, Tian Dao was indeed the ruler of the starry sky, the ruler of space and starry sky. There were 12 dominators of the starry sky. The dominators of the 5 elements starry sky, devouring starry sky, lightning starry sky, space starry sky, time starry sky, destruction starry sky, reincarnation starry sky, massacre starry sky, divination starry sky, sword will starry sky, immortal tyrant body starry sky, and darkness starry sky. Only the dark starry sky ruler hadn't appeared yet. Among them, the devouring starry sky ruler, lightning starry sky ruler, space starry sky ruler, time starry sky ruler, destruction starry sky ruler, reincarnation starry sky ruler, massacre starry sky ruler, divine divination starry sky ruler, sword will starry sky ruler, and indestructible tyrant body starry sky ruler were all related to him. Only the 2 starry sky rulers, the 5 elements starry sky ruler and the dark starry sky ruler, seemed to have nothing to do with him. Even so, Longao was still very shocked. He didn't know what was going on. There were only 12 starry sky rulers in total. Now, there were 10 starry sky rulers by his side. It was a little unbelievable. For some reason, Longao's intuition told him that this matter wasn't simple. However, Longao didn't mention this to Long Batian. Brother Long, you've provoked the heaven-devouring empire. What do you plan to do next? How could Longao not know what Long Batian meant? No matter what, the heaven-devouring empire's strength was still there. Under normal circumstances, how could he be a match for the heaven-devouring empire? It was like throwing an egg against a rock. He was courting death. However, Longao wasn't afraid at all. He smiled and said, different situations call for different actions. I don't believe that I can't shake the heaven-devouring empire's position. I'll definitely be able to do it within 100 years. Long Batian chose to believe in Longao's confidence. This was because the young man in front of him had created countless legends. If it weren't for this, Longao wouldn't have reached this step. Even so, Long Batian was still worried. He said, be careful. The heaven-devouring empire isn't as simple as it seems. I know. Brother Long, is it worth it for you to do this? It's not about whether it's worth it or not. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have reached my current cultivation. Chapter 2180. Whether it was right or wrong, it was hard to say. As Long Batian had said, if he hadn't chosen to submit, how could he have become a titled world king? Was it possible for Long Batian to reach this realm just by relying on his talent and potential? It was precisely because of this. Longao was almost certain that Master Godly Mathematician hadn't fallen into the cycle of reincarnation and had always been in the starry sky ruler realm. If such a super powerhouse wanted to create 2 titled world kings, it would only take a few minutes. Not to mention a titled world king, even a titled world emperor would be a piece of cake. Longao sighed helplessly. After settling the two, Longao went to the back mountain. The back mountain was a forbidden area of the dragon sect. No one, not even Blackwind, was allowed to enter without permission. There were currently 2 starry sky rulers in the back mountain. One was the starry sky ruler of time, Long Ming. The other was the starry sky ruler of devouring, Yi Mei. It was worth rejoicing. Whether it was the starry sky ruler of time or the starry sky ruler of devouring, they were both his brothers, especially Long Ming. However, Longao was well aware that while he had starry sky rulers as his brothers, he also had starry sky rulers as his enemies. For example, Tian Dao, the starry sky ruler of space. Big brother, you're here? He nodded. Long Ming, how do you feel about the refinement? Big brother, when we fell and entered the cycle of reincarnation, it won't be easy to refine the chaos tablet a second time. Take your time. Long Ao had come this time mainly to see Long Ming and Yi Mei. When he found that the two were fine, he left with peace of mind. Yidugu and Long Batian didn't seem to have any intention of leaving this time. Long Ao was also helpless, because even now, he didn't know whether he was friend or foe with Yidugu, or friend or foe with Master Godly Mathematician. Under normal circumstances, he didn't have the qualifications to be Master Godly Mathematician's target. In the end, he was just a pawn of Master Godly Mathematician. He believed that Long Batian and even Yidugu were pawns of Master Godly Mathematician. Not to mention them, even the 11 starry sky rulers were pawns of Master Godly Mathematician. It was obvious how terrifying Master Godly Mathematician was. In the lobby, Feng Xiu, Long Ao, and Heifeng sat down. There was a master, a vice master, and a great elder. The three of them were the highest decision-makers of the dragon sect. That's roughly the current situation. Tell me, what should we do now? Long Ao had just finished speaking when Feng Xiu continued, Master, things are very simple. Now that I'm in charge of the sect, we can dominate thousands of worlds in the shortest time possible. In that case, why don't we just establish the Starry Sky Empire? The deterrence of a Starry Sky World Emperor far surpassed that of a titled World King. Even the heaven-devouring empire would not be able to enter the soaring dragon realm. Until now, Long Ao and the other two sighed. What exactly was Wei Lin's seal? Not only could it withstand the attack of a titled World King, it could even withstand the attack of a titled World Emperor. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would have found it hard to believe. Wei Lin did not say much, and Long Ao did not ask much. Heifeng shook his head and said, although Great Elder's idea is feasible, our foundation is still very weak. If we establish the Starry Sky Empire rashly, I'm afraid we won't be able to withstand the attack. According to the agreement between the Master and the Heaven-Devouring Empire, we still have 100 years to prepare. There's no need to rush. Regarding the two people's opinions, Long Ao was more inclined towards Heifeng. Just like what Heifeng said, the sect was indeed not suitable to establish the Starry Sky Empire. There's one more thing. If we establish the Starry Sky Empire now, not only will we have to face the Heaven-Devouring Empire, we will also have to face the Grand Cloud Empire and the other empires. We can't just hide like a turtle. Feng Xiu nodded in agreement. He had to admit that Heifeng's words made sense. Establishing the Starry Sky Empire was indeed a troublesome matter. Long Ao was also helpless. If Feng Xiu's cultivation could rise to the next level and break through to the titled World Emperor from the Starry Sky World Emperor, all the problems would be easily solved. However, there was no other way. Feng Xiu had already said that blood was useless. It was almost impossible to rely on blood to break through to the titled World Emperor realm. What should he do? He thought about it. Big Brother Feng, it's indeed not suitable for us to establish the Starry Sky Empire now. However, the most important thing now is to think of all kinds of ways to help you continue to break through. As long as your cultivation can reach the titled World Emperor realm, it won't be too troublesome for us to establish the Starry Sky Empire immediately. A titled World Emperor was a deterrent. No one dared to provoke him. Long Ao even dared to say that if Feng Xiu's cultivation could really break through to the titled World Emperor realm, even the Heaven-Devouring Empire would not dare to casually attack them. This was the deterrence of a titled World Emperor. Feng Xiu and Heifeng naturally understood what their master meant. However, breaking through to the titled World Emperor realm was not an easy task. Seeing that the two of them did not speak, Long Ao smiled and said, "The two of you do not have to worry. I believe that we will succeed." The two of them smiled, but it was more of a bitter smile. In the vast starry sky, there were countless planes. There were countless experts. It was not easy to establish a foothold in the vast starry sky. Sky Martial Plain, Massacre Abyss. Ever since Yu'in obtained the Dark World's inheritance, she had slowly started to cultivate in seclusion. As for the child in Aoshue's stomach, it was still not born. This caused everyone to sigh endlessly. However, according to Xiling, the longer the child was in Aoshue's stomach, the better it would be for the child. Aoshue could clearly sense that the child in her stomach had already reached the Starry Sky Cultivator realm before it was born. Although it was only a level 1 Starry Sky Cultivator, this was still shocking enough. In a secret room, Yu'in had successfully broken through to the titled World Emperor realm, but she was still far from it. This was because she realized that the Dark World she had obtained was slightly different. For so many years, no matter how she refined the Dark World, she was still unable to do so. This was a little unbelievable. She did not know what was going on. It was a helpless matter. However, even so, Yu'in did not choose to give up. This was because she knew very well that if she wanted to help Longao, she had to continuously improve her strength. The Dark World was her only hope. It was because of this that Yu'in chose to go into seclusion to cultivate. Under normal circumstances, no one would come to disturb her. Like this, Yu'in quietly refined the world of darkness. Chapter 2181. Within the secret room, palm-sized world floated in front of Yu'in. It was the world of darkness that she had obtained. Until now, Yu'in still did not know what this world of darkness that she had obtained was. It was too hard to refine. However, Yu'in could clearly sense that this world of darkness contained a terrifying amount of energy. If she could refine it, she believed that her cultivation would increase by leaps and bounds. Right at this moment, a shocking scene occurred. Under Yu'in's astonished gaze, the world of darkness before her began to change. It turned into a black stone tablet that was neither big nor small. What was going on? Could this be the so-called power of darkness? The black stone tablet emitted a terrifying aura of darkness. Yu'in was almost certain that the energy released by the black stone tablet was definitely the power of darkness. What should she do? She tried to sense the black stone tablet. What made Yu'in rejoice was that even if the world of darkness had turned into a black stone tablet, it would not affect her from subduing the black stone tablet. Yu'in did not recognize the black stone tablet. If Longao was here, he would definitely be shocked to the point of speechlessness. The black stone tablet that the world of darkness had turned into was obviously the so-called Chaos Stone Tablet. It was also the so-called Chaos Stone Tablet of Darkness. 12 Chaos Stone Tablets. Other than the 5 elements Chaos Stone Tablet that had yet to appear, the other 11 had already appeared. Yu'in had obtained the Chaos Stone Tablet of Darkness. As for whether Yu'in was the ruler of the dark starry sky, it was still unknown. Because even if Yu'in had obtained the Chaos Stone Tablet of Darkness, she might not be the ruler of the dark starry sky. Just like when Longao had obtained the devouring Chaos Stone Tablet, he did not devour the ruler of the dark starry sky. Even so, Yu'in did not know that the Chaos Stone Tablet that she had obtained was the legendary Chaos Stone Tablet of Darkness. If she knew, who knew what Yu'in would think? Regardless of whether it was the world of darkness or the Chaos Stone Tablet of Darkness, Yu'in continued to refine them. However, her refining speed was as slow as a snail. At the other side, Aoshue was also cultivating. Every once in a while, it would devour a large amount of energy. Otherwise, if it stopped devouring energy, it would fall unconscious. Currently, Aoshue was an important target of protection in the Massacre Abyss. Nothing must happen to her. Otherwise, once Longao returned, how would they explain it to Longao? Outer Sea. In the Crystal Palace, Master God Diviner's eyes snapped open, and a cold smile slowly appeared on his face. The 11 Chaos Stone Tablets have all awakened. It seems I should make my move as well. Master God Diviner had never imagined that the 11 Chaos Stone Tablets would awaken so quickly. In the blink of an eye, Master God Diviner was out in the starry sky. Master God Diviner smiled as he looked out at the boundless starry sky. Soaring Dragon Realm. Within the Dragon Sect, Yi Dugu and Long Batian didn't leave either. Longao didn't know what was going on. He didn't know if they would stay or leave. If they were willing to stay, then they would still be titled world kings. To him, they would always be of help. However, Longao wasn't willing to explain too much to Yi Dugu. The reason was simple. Yi Dugu had the starry sky ruler behind him. Who knew if Master God Diviner was friend or foe? What if he was an enemy? If he kept Yi Dugu by his side, wouldn't that be tantamount to raising a tiger? Brother Yi, you really don't plan on staying any longer? Yi Dugu and Long Batian only stayed for a few dozen days before getting ready to leave. I still have matters to attend to. I won't disturb you any longer. Longao didn't insist. After the two left, Longao let out a long sigh of relief. Master, I can sense killing intent from Yi Dugu. Toward me? That's right. Longao didn't have the slightest doubt about Feng Xiu. As a super powerhouse of the body clan, he was well aware of Feng Xiu's abilities. Since Feng Xiu could sense that Yi Dugu was a fool towards him, then there was no doubt that Yi Dugu had killing intent towards him. If that was the case, then Yi Dugu was an enemy and not a friend. If Yi Dugu was alone, then Longao naturally wouldn't be afraid. The person he was truly afraid of was Master God Diviner behind Yi Dugu. As the starry sky ruler, Master God Diviner's strength was clear for all to see. Master, I know what you're worried about. Yi Dugu isn't simple. You must be careful. As for the starry sky ruler, Brother Feng, if you have something to say, just say it. Longao was well aware of Feng Xiu's personality. Feng Xiu thought for a moment and continued, Master, according to legend, the strongest of the 12 starry sky rulers is the Samsara starry sky ruler. However, according to the records of the body clan, the most mysterious and powerful of the 12 starry sky rulers is not the Samsara starry sky ruler, but this mysterious Master God Diviner. Records of the body clan? What the hell was going on? Longao was very curious, because the 12 starry sky rulers had always been very mysterious. How could the body clan have records of them? How could they know that the most mysterious and powerful of the 12 starry sky rulers was the Master God Diviner? As if he could guess what Longao was thinking, Feng Xiu said, Master, when the body clan was at its peak, we were able to surpass the Samsara clan and the Death clan. Moreover, there is another secret in the body clan. When I first saw this secret, I was also extremely shocked. What secret is it? Longao was very curious, because he knew very well that the secret of the body clan should be related to the 12 starry sky rulers. If it was anything else, Longao might not be very concerned. However, when it came to the 12 starry sky rulers, Longao's intuition told him that the 12 starry sky rulers were inextricably linked to him. Out of the 12 starry sky rulers, a total of 10 of them were related to him. Master, according to the rules of the body clan, this secret is not to be told to anyone. However, you are not an outsider, so it is fine to tell you. Longao did not say much, because it was indeed not his place to say much. The secret is that the 12 starry sky rulers fell and entered the cycle of reincarnation because of the Master God Diviner. Others may not know the reason, but according to the secret, I know why the Master God Diviner did this. Why? Longao had always been very curious. Since the Master God Diviner had tricked the 11 starry sky rulers into falling and entering the cycle of reincarnation, if the Master God Diviner took action at this time, the 11 starry sky rulers would never be able to rise again. Chapter 2182. If that was the case, why hadn't Master God Diviner done the same? He couldn't figure it out. If he were in Master God Diviner's shoes, he would have sealed the 11 rulers. That way, Master God Diviner would be the only ruler left in the universe. Master, there's something you don't know. Master God Diviner tricked the 11 rulers not because he wanted to destroy them, but because of the 12 chaos steals. What did that mean? Longao's curiosity was piqued. He didn't know what Feng Xiu was trying to do. Longao didn't say anything. He just listened. His intuition told him that Master God Diviner hadn't tricked the 11 rulers into reincarnation so easily. Master, the 12 chaos steals aren't as simple as they seem. Longao had already guessed this. The 12 of them had used the Chaos Steels to become rulers of the universe. It was obvious what the 12 Chaos Steels meant. If that was the case, it didn't make sense. If Master God Diviner wanted the 12 Chaos Steels, why hadn't he sealed the 11 rulers? It was getting stranger and stranger. Master, according to the records, the 12 Chaos Steels hold a shocking secret. Although the body race didn't have many secrets, it was enough. It seemed that only those with the Chaos Steels knew. Of course, Longao wasn't going to ask Emerald Plum or Dragonming. This was a secret of the rulers of the universe. It had nothing to do with him. It was the same thing. His top priority right now was to get stronger. The stronger he was, the more beneficial it would be to him. As soon as Fengshuo left, Longao was the only one left in the hall. A figure flashed as Master God Diviner appeared. Longao looked at Master God Diviner in shock. Master God Diviner's aura had vanished, and he hadn't been able to sense him at all. If Master God Diviner had attacked him, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Senior, what are you doing here? Longao was curious. He didn't know why Master God Diviner had appeared here. Master God Diviner found a place to sit. Smiling, he said, Longao, sit. Longao didn't stand on ceremony. He sat down. They were in the Dragon Sect, so Master God Diviner was acting as if they were in the Outer Sea Crystal Palace. Senior, may I know why you're here this time? He went straight to the point without the slightest hesitation. Even now, Longao had no idea if Master God Diviner was a friend or foe. Longao, I'm here to talk to you about the Sky Martial Realm. Senior, please speak. Longao was very nervous about the Heaven Martial Plane. Regardless of anything else, his family and sect were all in the Sky Martial Plane. This was also the real reason why Longao didn't dare to fall out with Master God Diviner. As long as his family remained in the Sky Martial Realm, he would be a pawn in the hands of the godly mathematician. I'm sure you don't know about the situation in the Tianwu Plane, but I miscalculated something. Longao didn't say anything. He just listened quietly. I previously calculated that you must be the reincarnation of the astral ruler since you've obtained the Chaos Stone Tablet. But I didn't expect that you were merely the reincarnation of Dragon Slayer. It turned out that Master God Diviner had already calculated it. No wonder Master God Diviner had been keeping an eye on him. He really hit it well. Senior, there's something I don't understand. How can Dragon Slayer and I coexist? This was something that neither Dragon Slayer nor Longao could understand. Under normal circumstances, it was impossible for him and Dragon Slayer to coexist. No matter what, he was still Dragon Slayer's reincarnation. I don't understand this for the time being, but if my guess is correct, you shouldn't be Dragon Slayer's reincarnation. Longao had already thought of this. If he really was Dragon Slayer's reincarnation, it was impossible for the two of them to coexist. The only explanation was that he wasn't Dragon Slayer's reincarnation at all. Dragon Slayer had just made a mistake. Longao, since you're not Dragon Slayer's reincarnation, there are some things that I can tell you. But I hope that you'll make a choice. Choice? What choice should he make? Longao had a bad feeling because the clairvoyant had appeared for no reason this time. He knew very well that the clairvoyant must have come because of him. He couldn't possibly want him to deal with the other 11 astral rulers. The clairvoyant seemed to be able to guess Longao's thoughts. He smiled and said, Longao, you think too much. Given your strength, even if I wanted to, you couldn't deal with the other 11 astral rulers. Besides, if I wanted to, do you think the other 11 astral rulers could awaken their primordial spirits? He was telling the truth. Longao knew very well that the clairvoyant wasn't exaggerating at all. Back then, the 11 astral rulers had all chosen to enter the cycle of reincarnation and died. If the clairvoyant wanted to completely seal the 11 astral rulers, it would be a simple matter. Even so, the 11 astral rulers had taken countless years to awaken their primordial spirits. He wouldn't believe that the clairvoyant hadn't played any tricks at all. However, all of this wasn't something he could interfere with. This was a game between the 12 astral rulers. Whoever went up would die. Longao knew very well. Longao knew very well that there was only one way to interfere with the 12 astral rulers, and that was to refine the primal chaos stone tablet in his body. Once he truly refined the primal chaos stone tablet, he would become an astral ruler. At that time, he would no longer be a chess piece, but the person who controlled it. However, refining the primal chaos stone tablet wasn't an easy task. The 12 astral rulers already knew that refining the primal chaos stone tablet alone would take a lot of time. Chapter 2183. Master Godly Mathematician thought for a while. Longao, I came to find you this time because I want you to promise me one thing, and I also want to borrow something from you. Here came the main topic. Senior, please tell me. Longao, it's very simple. I just need you to promise me that no matter what happens in the future, you won't help anyone attack the Heaven Martial Realm. He was very curious. He didn't know what Master Godly Mathematician meant. Longao didn't know why Master Godly Mathematician would say that out of the blue. How could he attack the Heaven Martial Realm? Longao smiled. Senior Master Godly Mathematician, you must be joking. I can't attack the Heaven Martial Realm in the future. Even if he moved the Dragon Valley to the Heaven Martial Realm in the future, he couldn't attack the Heaven Martial Realm. Master Godly Mathematician didn't smile. He said seriously, Longao, make a blood oath and I'll believe you. If it were anyone else who said that, Longao would have killed them. However, in this world, no matter where you go, strength is the most important thing. With strength, you can do whatever you want. Without strength, you can only be beaten. Longao was very unhappy, but he didn't dare to say anything because of Master Godly Mathematician's strength. Longao had no choice but to make a blood oath. Until now, Longao was still a little confused. He didn't know why Master Godly Mathematician said that. Senior Master Godly Mathematician, what do you want from me? After thinking for a while, Longao couldn't think of a reason why Master Godly Mathematician would want something from him. 7 orifices, exquisite pagoda, and reincarnation sword. He was very shocked. Longao never thought that Master Godly Mathematician would want the so-called reincarnation sword and 7 orifices, exquisite pagoda. Without thinking much, Longao took out the reincarnation sword and 7 orifices, exquisite pagoda, and gave them to Master Godly Mathematician. These 2 treasures were very precious, but they were almost useless to Longao now. Since they were useless, why should he provoke Master Godly Mathematician for 2 useless things? You could say that. Master God Diviner was now the most powerful expert in the starry sky. As for the other 11 starry sky sovereigns, they had all been crippled. If the Master God Diviner wanted to, he could have easily dealt with the 11 starry sky rulers. It all depended on whether Master God Diviner was willing or not. Longao, if you have time, why don't you follow me back to the Sky Martial Realm? All right. Longao got up and followed the clairvoyant out of the soaring dragon realm. Longao would have had to use teleportation portals to teleport, but Master God Diviner didn't need to. As expected of the starry sky ruler, Master God Diviner took Longao out of the martial sky realm with just a single step. It was very shocking. This was the first time Longao had seen the true power of the starry sky ruler. It was too strong. He had a feeling that if the God Diviner wanted to destroy him, he could do it in a matter of minutes. If it wasn't for the Godly Mathematician, Longao wouldn't have been able to casually enter the Heaven Martial Realm. Not to mention him, even the other starry sky rulers wouldn't have been able to break the seal and enter the Heaven Martial Realm. Currently, there was only one starry sky ruler in the entire vast starry sky, and that was the God Diviner's starry sky ruler. As for the other 11 starry sky rulers, no one knew when they would be able to return to their peak state. In the Heaven Martial Realm, the Master God Diviner didn't say much, and Longao didn't ask too much, because he knew that the Master God Diviner had brought him back for something. There was no need for him to ask, and he believed that the Master God Diviner would take the initiative to tell him. In the Outer Sea, in the Crystal Palace. Longao, I've called you here mainly for the Starry Sky Secret Realm. The Starry Sky Secret Realm. Legend had it that the Starry Sky Secret Realm had the Primal Chaos Stone Tablet, but now it seemed that it was a myth. Senior, please tell me. If it had been in the past, Longao would have certainly hoped to enter the starry sky's secret realm. But now, he didn't want to enter, because he already had the primal chaos stone tablet. Longao, do you know why I asked all the rulers of the starry sky to self-destruct and enter the cycle of reincarnation? I don't know. Even the other 11 starry sky rulers didn't know. But according to Feng Xiu, the Master God Diviner had dealt with the 11 starry sky rulers for the primal chaos stone tablet. Could it be that the Master God Diviner wanted to tell him what had happened back then? That seemed a little ridiculous. Longao, to tell you the truth, everyone thought that I had tricked the 11 starry sky rulers into self-destructing and entered reincarnation, but I didn't. But I'll tell you now, I also destroyed my true body and entered reincarnation. But I was lucky. 100 years later, I awakened my nascent spirit, and it only took me 3 years to refine the primal chaos stone tablet again. So that was how it was. If that was really the case, then the Master God Diviner's talent was too terrifying. In just 100 years, he'd awakened his nascent spirit and refined the primal chaos stone tablet again. The other 11 starry sky rulers had all taken countless years to awaken their nascent spirits. Even if they did, who knew how long it would take them to refine the primal chaos stone tablet? Because I made a mistake in my divination, the 11 starry sky rulers all went down the wrong path. But you can't blame me for that. If I hadn't had a heart-to-heart talk with them, they wouldn't have ended up like this. I've done everything I could. If I wanted to, I could seal all the starry sky rulers at any time. I could even seal the primal chaos stone tablets. No matter who it is, no one will be able to break my seal. Longao was very depressed. He didn't know what the Master God Diviner was trying to say. The enmity between the Master God Diviner and the 11 starry sky rulers had nothing to do with him. But if the Master God Diviner wanted to talk about it, then he would listen. As for whether or not he wanted to believe him, that was his own business. In the end, Longao didn't fully believe the Master God Diviner. Some of his words could be believed, while others couldn't. For example, no one other than the Master God Diviner knew whether or not the Master God Diviner had destroyed his true body to enter reincarnation. Senior, allow me to interrupt. Why did you destroy your true body to enter reincarnation? Longao was very curious. Under normal circumstances, the 12 starry sky rulers should be the strongest experts in the universe. Why would they do that? Did they have nothing better to do? The Primal Chaos Stone Tablets. The Primal Chaos Stone Tablets? It seemed that Feng Xiu was telling the truth. But although he knew it was because of the Primal Chaos Stone Tablets, he didn't know what it was about. After all, the 12 starry sky rulers had already refined the Primal Chaos Stone Tablets. Why would they be afraid of others refining them? Back then, I divined that the Primal Chaos Stone Tablets contained a shocking mystery, but we've already refined them. It's almost impossible to uncover the secret. Chapter 2184. Longao had a rough idea of what the God Diviner was trying to say. Destroy and rebuild. If he destroyed himself, his Yuan spirit would enter the cycle of reincarnation and choose to refine the Primal Chaos Tablet once more. Perhaps he would be able to uncover the secrets within. There was no doubt. Under such circumstances, the God Diviner definitely wouldn't be able to uncover the secrets of the Primal Chaos Tablet. That was because the God Diviner had already reached the ruler realm. As for whether or not the God Diviner's Tao of divination was accurate was still unknown. If the God Diviner was wrong, then the 11 rulers of the starry sky would be doomed. They would have wasted so many years. I trust that you've already guessed it. I refined the Primal Chaos Tablet, but I didn't discover its secrets. What did the God Diviner mean? He couldn't figure it out. Longao, the Heaven Martial Plane is a plane that I divined back then. After being sealed for so many years, the other rulers of the starry sky have also guessed it. Senior, are you saying that the secrets of the Primal Chaos Tablet are related to the Heaven Martial Plane? Correct. Longao was very worried. He knew exactly what the God Diviner meant. If that was the case, he had to move Dragon Valley as quickly as possible. He couldn't let anything happen to it. No one would know. But was that even possible? As the ruler of the starry sky, The god diviner had complete control over the heaven martial plane. Let alone Dragon Valley, even a fly wouldn't be able to leave the martial heaven continent. As if he could guess what Longao was thinking, the god diviner smiled. Longao, I know what you mean. If you want, you can take Dragon Valley and leave the martial heaven continent at any time. Longao wasn't surprised that the god diviner could guess what he was thinking. Was he really going to take Dragon Valley away? If there wasn't the threat of the heaven-devouring empire, Longao would definitely take Dragon Valley away. No matter what, the god diviner's words were enough to show how dangerous the martial heaven continent was. However, now wasn't the time. The starry sky was filled with danger. If he forcefully took Dragon Valley away, who knew what would happen? Senior, let's drop this matter here. Smiling, Master God Diviner said, you can stay here for 3 days. After that, I'll take you to another location where you'll be pleasantly surprised. That's right, Master God Diviner. All right. Although Longao didn't know where Master God Diviner was going to take him, he knew that since things had come to this point, he had no choice but to accept it. Crystal Palace. After Longao left, only Master God Diviner remained. I hope my guess is right. Longao is a variable. Master God Diviner could never have guessed that not only was Longao not the ruler of the starry sky of Samsara, but he was actually a variable. Slaughter Abyss. Longao didn't return openly. Instead, he snuck into the Dragon Valley without anyone noticing. With Longao's current strength, no one would be able to discover him once he entered the Massacre Abyss. Currently, the Massacre Abyss had at least 10 Starry Sky Territory ancestors. Moreover, Master God Diviner, the ruler of the Starry Sky, was guarding it. The Tianwu Plain was like an iron plate that no one could enter. Longao first met his grandfather, his parents, and his uncles and aunts. Then he went to take a look at Aoshue. Because Aoshue was pregnant and had not given birth yet, he did not know if he did not sense it. He was shocked when he sensed it. Aoshue, my son is already a starry sky cultivator? Yes, I don't know what's going on. However, as the little guy's cultivation base is getting stronger, I'm able to devour more energy. Longao was surprised. Although he already knew what was going on, his son's cultivation base was breaking through too fast. He was already a grade 1 starry sky cultivator. If this continued, who knew what level the child's cultivation base would break through when he was born? Aoshue, here are 10,000 starry sky god sparks. Don't be stingy. Devour as much as you want. She had to admit that Longao's words were domineering. However, since he could casually take out 10,000 starry sky god sparks, it was enough to show how powerful Longao was. She nodded obediently. Longao and Aoshue spent a few hours together. Then, he left to find Yu'in. According to Aoshue, Yu'in was cultivating wholeheartedly. Longao was very clear that when Yu'in obtained the world of darkness back then, she had not completely refined it all the way until now. Inside the secret chamber, currently, Yu'in was cultivating wholeheartedly. No matter how hard she tried to refine it, the speed was very slow. At this rate, who knew when she would be able to refine the dark world completely? Brother Long, is that you? And Longao and Wang Yuyin's relationship was extremely deep. Towards this woman, Longao had always been grateful. This was because when he was just a piece of trash, this woman had always been by his side. She didn't leave him and didn't abandon him. For a whole 10 years, this kind of dedication, how many women in the world could do it? Yu'in held back her tears and hugged Longao tightly. The two of them didn't speak and just quietly hugged each other. After an unknown amount of time, Yu'in, how's your refining of the dark world going? Speaking of the dark world, Yu'in asked curiously, speaking of the dark world, Brother Long, take a look and see what's going on. Yu'in took out the world of darkness from her bosom. In truth, it was the world of darkness stone tablet. Seeing the small black stone tablet floating in front of him, Longao was shocked. This was because he was very clear about the primal chaos stone tablets. Yu'in, are you able to refine it? As though he had guessed something, Longao was shocked to the extreme. Because if his guess was true, then it was too shocking. It seemed a little unrealistic. How could you e'en be the ruler of the dark starry sky? Maybe you e'en got the primal chaos stone tablet by luck. I have no way to refine it. Moreover, the refining speed is too slow. Brother Long, do you recognize this black tablet? Longao didn't hide anything and said, You e'en, in the vast starry sky, there are a total of 12 rulers of the starry sky. Every ruler of the starry sky has a primal chaos stone tablet. They are the 5 elements primal chaos stone tablet, devouring primal chaos stone tablet, lightning primal chaos stone tablet, space primal chaos stone tablet, time primal chaos stone tablet, destruction primal chaos stone tablet, reincarnation primal chaos stone tablet, slaughter primal chaos stone tablet, divination primal chaos stone tablet, sword intent primal chaos stone tablet, immortal tyrant chaos stone tablet, darkness primal chaos stone tablet. Without waiting for Yu'in to speak, Longao continued, If my guess is correct, the primal chaos stone tablet in your hand should be the dark primal chaos stone tablet of the 12 primal chaos stone tablets. After hearing that, Yu Yin's face was filled with shock. If the world of darkness in her hands was the so-called dark chaos stone tablet, why would it choose her? Chapter 2185. Was Yuin the ruler of the dark starry sky? Longao was not sure. Under normal circumstances, since the dark chaos stone tablet had chosen Yuin, then Yuin was most likely the ruler of the dark starry sky. However, nothing was absolute. Just like back then, he had also obtained the 5 elements primal chaos stone tablet and the devour primal chaos stone tablet, but he was neither the 5 elements starry sky ruler nor the devour starry sky ruler. In Longao's heart, of course, he did not wish for Yuin to be the ruler of the dark starry sky. Although the divine mathematician had not dealt with the 11 rulers of the starry sky, he could completely imagine that the divine mathematician would definitely not let the 11 of them recover to their peak state. If that was the case, if Yuin was the ruler of the dark starry sky, he would definitely be in great danger. Brother Long, don't worry about me, I'm fine. Yuin, don't tell anyone that you have the dark chaos stone tablet, understand? Yuin also knew the seriousness of the matter and nodded. When Longao returned, Yuin immediately came out of seclusion. He roughly understood the current situation of the Sky Martial Continent. Yi Dugu had already disbanded the Heaven and Earth sect. As for Yi Gudu's whereabouts, perhaps only Longao knew. In the current Sky Martial Continent, the Massacre Abyss was the most mysterious and powerful existence. However, ever since Longao left, the Dragon Valley did not interfere in the matters of the Sky Martial Continent. In the current Sky Martial Continent, other than the Dragon Valley who had starry sky cultivators, the rest of the 10 Directions tripod did not have any starry sky cultivators. Under such circumstances, how could anyone dare to provoke the Massacre Abyss? As for the 10 Directions tripod, it was formed by the new 10 supersections. The previous 10 Directions tripod had all been destroyed. According to Longao, the Dragon Valley only needed to be a hidden sect and not interfere in the matters of the Sky Martial Continent. In the Sky Martial Continent, the true ruler was still the divine mathematician. Even the heavenly Tao had no choice but to leave. Aoer, are you all right? Looking at his grandson, Longhao Shi was extremely worried. This time, his grandson had suddenly returned to the Sky Martial Continent. Although he did not say what had happened, Longhao Shi had already guessed it. Grandfather, I'm fine. Seeing that his grandson didn't want to say more, Longhao Shi sighed helplessly in his heart. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. Longao then left the Massacre Abyss and headed for the Outer Sea Crystal Palace. With Longao's current strength, it would only take him 3 seconds to teleport to the Crystal Palace in the Outer Sea. How's your family? Master God Diviner smiled. Longao also smiled and nodded, replying, My family is doing well. Thank you for taking care of them, Senior. I will continue to trouble Senior in the future. You're welcome. Come with me. Master God Diviner didn't waste any time. He rose to his feet and led Longao away. With a single step, he arrived at the center of the deep sea. The Astral Secret Realm. That's right. It's the Star Secret Realm. It wasn't Longao's first time here. So he knew that the place Master Clairvoyant was taking him to was the star mystic realm he had entered before. The astral secret realm had a total of 9 spaces. Back then, he had only entered the first 3 spaces. As for what the other 6 spaces were, he didn't know. Longao, according to the rumors, the astral secret realm has 9 spaces. However, I can tell you that there is only 1 space in the astral secret realm. Strictly speaking, the astral secret realm is a giant seal placed by the 12 rulers of the starry sky. What Master God Diviner was saying was definitely a shocking secret. According to the legends, the astral secret realm contained all kinds of treasures, divine sparks, and even primal chaos stone tablets. But in the end, the astral secret realm was actually a seal placed by the 12 rulers of the starry sky. In the end, it was all a lie. However, what shocked Longao the most was what the Martial Heaven continent contained. Why would it require the 12 rulers of the starry sky to place a seal? The 12 rulers of the starry sky were existences that stood at the peak of the starry sky. It was easy to imagine how terrifying a seal placed by them would be. Senior, is there something sealed in the astral secret realm? There isn't. There wasn't? If there wasn't, why would the 12 rulers of the starry sky seal it? Did they have nothing better to do? Intuition told Longao that things weren't as simple as he thought. The 12 rulers of the starry sky wouldn't seal the astral secret realm for no reason. Longao, back then, I obtained the Divine Divination Primal Chaos Stone Tablet. Ever since I refined it and became the Divine Divination Starry Sky, I've been divining the vastness of the starry sky. After countless years of divining, I finally found this place and this location. Longao didn't say anything. He knew that Master God Diviner had called him here for a reason. Although I can't divine anything about this location, the 12 of us can sense a mysterious power coming from this place. It's very powerful. Even if the 12 of us work together, we won't be able to resist it. This time, Longao wasn't surprised. If there wasn't a situation here, the 12 rulers of the starry sky wouldn't have joined hands to seal it. Senior, is this mysterious power a threat to you? Master God Diviner knew what Longao meant. He said helplessly, I don't know. Even I can't divine it. But just in case, we can only seal it for now. After some divining and sensing, we discovered that this mysterious power has something to do with our primal chaos stone tablet. At this moment, Longao finally understood why the 12 rulers of the starry sky had chosen to die and enter the cycle of reincarnation to refine the primal chaos stone tablet. It seemed that this place had a lot to do with it. It seems you've guessed it. Yes, Senior Master God Diviner. Besides you, will the other 11 rulers of the starry sky continue? Even now, Longao wasn't sure if Master God Diviner would act against the 11 rulers of the starry sky. Countless years ago, Master God Diviner wouldn't have been a match for the 11 rulers of the starry sky. But now, even if the 11 rulers of the starry sky joined forces, they still wouldn't be a match for Master God Diviner. If Master God Diviner wanted to, he could wipe them out at any time. I don't know. I'm waiting for them to refine the primal chaos stone tablet. I'm almost done divining. But I have a feeling that if the 12 of us work together, we'll be able to control this power. If we do, we might be able to break through the bottleneck and achieve true immortality. And immortality was something that not even the 12 rulers of the starry sky could achieve. Chapter 2186. The 12 rulers of the starry sky truly stood at the peak of the starry sky. Without a doubt, the only thing the 12 rulers of the starry sky pursued was immortality and indestructibility. They would die and be reborn, then refine the chaos steels once more. But the 12 rulers of the starry sky hadn't expected this to end in failure. Longao still couldn't figure it out. This matter didn't seem to have anything to do with him. This was a matter between the 12 rulers of the starry sky. Was he qualified to participate? Senior, if you have something to say, then say it. He got right to the point. There was no point in wasting time like this. He thought for a moment. Longao, when the time comes, I hope you can help us control this power together. Me? He was very curious. He didn't know what Master Godly Diviner meant. Longao was almost certain that Master Godly Diviner didn't know he devoured the chaos steels. Even if Master Godly Diviner was a ruler of the starry sky, he wasn't omnipotent. Since that was the case, he was only the ruler of the starry sky. How could he help the 12 rulers achieve this? Yes, you. As for when, I'll let you know. Master Godly Diviner wasn't asking for Longao's opinion. He was forcing it. Strength reigned supreme. Shrugging helplessly, Longao said, "Since that's the case, I'll respectfully accept." "Good. To thank you, I can help you break through to the Starry Sky Realm King." He was overjoyed. Master Godly Diviner took out a drop of blood. "This is the blood of a titled world emperor. It's fused with my power. As long as you devour and refine it, I believe you'll smoothly break through to the Starry Sky Realm King." Understood. Master Godly Diviner left. As for Longao, he stayed behind, preparing to break through before leaving. "Big brother, you must not devour this drop of blood. What's going on?" Hearing Long Chong's voice transmission, Longao was very curious. Was there something fishy about the blood? "Big brother, this drop of blood is fused with Master Godly Diviner's power. If you forcibly devour it, once you refine it, you'll be completely under Master Godly Diviner's control." So that was the case. Between Master Godly Diviner and Long Chong, Longao wouldn't hesitate to choose Long Chong over Master Godly Diviner. Sky Realm, if he... Sky. Just as Longao was about to destroy the blood, the God Diviner clearly wanted to control him without anyone noticing. If he casually destroyed the drop of blood and the God Diviner found out, he would definitely be in trouble. What should I do? Since Long Chong became the Dragon Seal's device spirit, Long Chong had completely taken over the Dragon Seal and gained many abilities that he didn't have before. "Big brother, give me this drop of blood. I guarantee that Master Godly Diviner will think that you've started refining it." "Okay." Longao handed the blood to Long Chong. Just as he was about to leave, the situation suddenly changed. A terrifying force suddenly came from the entrance of the Starry Sky secret realm. Before Longao could react, Longao's figure had disappeared without a trace with a whoosh. Everything was in chaos. What is this place? It was pitch black all around. Longao didn't dare to move, but he could feel that the aura here was very suitable for his cultivation. He was very curious, but more than that, he was pleasantly surprised. Without the slightest hesitation, Longao immediately began to cultivate. After an unknown period of time, when Longao woke up, he was already in the outer sea. What happened just now? After calculating the time, Longao discovered that he had only disappeared for a few minutes. But these few minutes were of great help to him. Although he hadn't broken through to the Starry Sky World King realm yet, according to the current situation, he should be able to officially break through to the Starry Sky World King realm in at most a few years. Longao wasn't too greedy. He had always been very satisfied with his cultivation speed. No matter how one put it, it hadn't been long since he had left Scarlet Flame Town, but he had already reached this level. He could be considered unprecedented. Return to the Dragon Valley? Or leave the Martial Heaven continent? After thinking about it, Longao chose to leave the Martial Heaven continent. Even if he returned to the Dragon Valley, he wouldn't be able to do anything other than make everyone reluctant to part with him. With endless reluctance, Longao went to the void of the 9 heavens. The seal automatically opened. As soon as he left the Martial Heaven continent, Xian Tong appeared from within the black fragment. Looking at Longao, he sighed deeply and helplessly said, "Longao, although I don't know what the God Diviner means, I'm certain that he doesn't have any good intentions towards you. You should be careful." "Many thanks for the warning, Senior." "Senior, is what the God Diviner said true or false?" Even now, Longao still didn't completely believe the God Diviner. Who knew whether the God Diviner was telling the truth or not? What if the God Diviner was trying to trick him? "It's true. As for what's going on, even I don't know. Back then, the 11 of us were duped by the God Diviner for the sake of being undying and indestructible. As a result, the 11 of us died and entered the cycle of reincarnation. This time, If we can refine the primal chaos tablet and step back into the ruler realm, I definitely won't continue. Longao was very clear that let alone Xian Tong, he was certain that the other rulers of the starry sky wouldn't all choose to continue. No one would walk the same path twice. Senior Xian Tong, in your opinion, why did the God Diviner choose me out of everyone else? In any case, it wasn't a good thing. The God Diviner clearly wanted that mysterious power. As for whether he and the other 11 rulers of the starry sky lived or died, the God Diviner didn't care. Xian Tong thought for a moment and said, Longao, the God Diviner is the ruler of the starry sky. The Primal Chaos Tablet is said to be able to predict everything under the heavens. The person who wanted that mysterious power the most back then was the God Diviner. This time, he came to find you because he saw something. Again, although I don't know what the God Diviner wants, the fact that he chose you means that he wants to borrow your strength to obtain that mysterious power. Chapter 2187. Regarding this matter, Longao had already guessed it. It seemed that he was in big trouble this time. Taking a step back, even if the divine mathematician borrowed his mysterious power, he would be helpless. After all, the divine mathematician's strength was there for all to see. The divine mathematician was the strongest in the vast starry sky. It would be easy for him to cover the sky with one hand. He was helpless. Under such circumstances, he could only take one step at a time. If he could refine the primal chaos stone tablet in his body before the divine mathematician made his move and break through to the starry sky ruler realm, then everything would be fine. Even if the divine mathematician wanted to deal with him, it would not be easy. It would depend on his luck. After leaving the sky martial realm, Longao headed to the soaring dragon realm. Originally, he had planned to develop the Sex Foundation after a period of time. It would not be too late to establish an empire. But now, Longao suddenly changed his mind. Immediately establish an empire. But before establishing an empire, he had to do one thing. First, he had to rule thousands of realms. If he forced it, he would definitely provoke the Grand Cloud Empire. No matter what, the Grand Cloud Empire was the ruler of the Grand Cloud realm. Longao, who had just returned, told them his plan. Hei Feng and Feng Xiu were shocked. They did not know why the master suddenly wanted to establish an empire after leaving for a period of time. What was going on? But they knew the master's character well. Once the master had decided on something, under normal circumstances, it was impossible to change it. It was a very depressing matter. Big Brother Feng, if we were to rule the realms one by one, it would definitely be very troublesome. The only way now is to deal with the Grand Cloud Empire directly and take over the Grand Cloud realm. The two looked at each other and saw a trace of shock in each other's eyes. If it was in the past, the dragon sect would not be able to destroy the Grand Cloud Empire. But now, the situation was completely different. Feng Xiu alone was enough to intimidate the Grand Cloud Empire. The Starry Sky World Emperor was not just a title. Master, let's check if there is a Starry Sky World Emperor or a titled World Emperor in the Grand Cloud Empire. Don't go for wool and come home shorn. This was the most important thing. If the Grand Cloud Empire had a Starry Sky World Emperor or a titled World Emperor, it would be almost impossible to destroy the Grand Cloud Empire. However, Longao smiled. The strongest powerhouse in Grand Cloud Empire is a titled World King. We can act without worry. The two of them were very curious. They didn't know how the master knew. However, the two of them didn't ask because they knew that if the master wanted to talk about it, there was no need for them to ask. The master would tell them anyway. Longao was very clear that not to mention the other realms, just the countless realms in the soaring dragon realm alone, definitely had terrifying existences. It was just that some powerful starry sky cultivators like to live in seclusion. This was also why Longao wasn't willing to crusade against one realm after another. No one knew which realm had a peerless expert overseeing it. If he encountered a powerful starry sky cultivator, wouldn't he be looking for trouble for no reason? The Soaring Dragon Realm was no longer the Dragon Sect, but the so-called Soaring Dragon Empire. The main hall had been renovated, and became more magnificent. Brother Long, could it be that you really don't want to be the emperor yourself? Hearing that Longao refused to become the emperor of the Soaring Dragon Empire, no matter if it was He Feng or Feng Xiu, both of them felt that it was inconceivable. Because from their point of view, since Longao had already established his own empire, there was no doubt that Longao would become the first emperor. This was something that Longao had already decided before he established the empire. The two of you don't need to persuade me anymore. I have already made up my mind. I will not be the emperor of the Soaring Dragon Empire. Feng Xiu thought about it and finally sighed deeply. He said helplessly, Brother Long, since you don't want to be the emperor of the empire, then who do you want to be the emperor of the empire? This was the matter that the two of them were most concerned about. With the establishment of the Soaring Dragon Empire, they believed that it would definitely rise in the future. If they could become the emperor of the Soaring Dragon Empire, their status would definitely skyrocket. However, He Feng and Feng Xiu had already decided that they would definitely not become the emperor of the empire. Longao also knew what the two of them were thinking. Chapter 2188. Who should he choose? Many people appeared in Longao's mind, but none of them seemed suitable. After thinking for a while, Longao finally decided on one person. There was no one more suitable than this person. Longao immediately left the Soaring Dragon Realm and entered the Sky Martial Realm. This time, Longao left the Sky Martial Realm. Not only did the clairvoyant give Longao the method to lock onto the Sky Martial Realm, but he also gave Longao the token to open the seal. In other words, Longao could lock onto the Sky Martial Realm and enter it at any time. This time, when he returned to the Sky Martial Plane, Longao only saw his grandfather and parents. As for Ao Shui and Yuan, he didn't see them. In 3 days, Longao brought the person he wanted back to the Soaring Dragon Realm. Master, this is... The two of them had already guessed that the person the master brought back was most likely the emperor of the Soaring Dragon Empire. This is my big brother, the emperor of the Soaring Dragon Empire. As expected. All right. Long Ying was now a Starry Sky territory ancestor. Since he had been devouring Starry Sky godheads to break through, he had to continue devouring Starry Sky godheads. After killing Feng Shan and Feng Xia, Longao had obtained 2 Starry Sky godheads. One Starry Sky godhead was given to his grandfather, while the other one was given to Long Ying. According to Longao's calculations, it would take at most a few months for his big brother to break through to the Starry Sky Boundary Lord. 7th brother, can I really do it? Until now, Long Ying was still in a daze. He did not expect his 7th brother to choose him. Although he knew that the Soaring Dragon Empire had just been established, with his 7th brother's miraculous abilities, it would not be long before the Soaring Dragon Empire became incomparably strong. It was a little unbelievable for him to become the emperor of the Soaring Dragon Empire. Big brother, I believe in you. Looking at his 7th brother's smile, Longing also smiled. The establishment of the Soaring Dragon Empire shook the entire heaven-devouring empire. Chen Shun and Chan Tong would never have thought that not only did Longao not hide, he even openly established an empire. They had seen arrogant people, but they had never seen such an arrogant person. However, the seal on the Soaring Dragon Realm was a little too strong. Even a titled world emperor would not be able to break it. Until now, Chen Tong and Chen Shun still didn't know how Longao did it. A large-scale attack? Chen Tong and Chen Shun didn't make a move, and they intended to wait and see. Because everyone knew that if they were unable to hit the target with a single strike, then once they alerted the enemy, the consequences would be unimaginable. That was it. The Soaring Dragon Empire and Devouring Heaven Empire were peaceful. All the surrounding planes, realms, and even the Starry Sky Empires were waiting to see how the 2 Starry Sky Empires would fare. The war between the 2 Starry Sky Empires was bound to start sooner or later. At that time, it would really be unknown who would win and who would lose. However, the Devouring Heaven Empire was an old Starry Sky Empire, and its strength was obvious. As for the Soaring Dragon Empire, it was only because there was a Starry Sky Realm Emperor in the empire that the Grand Cloud Empire was forced to abdicate. In terms of strength, How could the soaring dragon empire be a match for the heaven-devouring empire? They were simply seeking death. The soaring dragon realm was the main camp of the soaring dragon empire, and it was directly replaced. However, the Grand Cloud Empire kept their word and sealed the Grand Cloud realm. The Grand Cloud Empire was also guarding against the soaring dragon empire. Who knew if the soaring dragon empire would suddenly attack? It was better to be safe than sorry. Within the secret room, seventh brother, I have already refined the starry sky god Spark, but I still haven't broken through to the starry sky realm lord. What is going on? Longing was depressed to the extreme. Under normal circumstances, his big brother should be able to break through to the starry sky realm lord after devouring the starry sky god Spark. However, his big brother didn't break through as expected. What was going on? Longao was also curious. After checking, he said, "Big brother, this starry sky realm lord god Spark is very resistant. Even if you refine it, you won't be able to fully integrate the starry sky realm lord god Spark's power. Hence, you haven't broken through to the starry sky realm." I see. Seventh brother, what should I do now? It's very simple. As long as you continue to devour energy with your current situation, I believe it will be easy for you to break through to the starry sky realm lord. Longing believed in his seventh brother. If it wasn't for Longao's sudden rise, not to mention, even the entire family would still be a rank 9 family in Scarlet Fire Town. How could they have grown to their current state and even become the emperor of the soaring dragon empire? Even at this moment, Longing was still sighing. Just like this, Longing continued to stay in the secret room and devour energy, striving to break through to the starry sky realm lord as soon as possible. The reason why Longao allowed Longing to break through so quickly was mainly because his big brother had already become the emperor of the soaring dragon empire. His strength had to be strong because every emperor of a starry sky empire was a powerful starry sky cultivator. Longao had already seized the primordial spirits of the 2 titled world kings he killed before and refined them into titled world king godheads. He gave one titled world king godhead to his big brother and the other titled world king godhead to Hei Feng. If there were no accidents, as long as the 2 of them could refine it, they would become titled world kings. When Longao gave the titled world king godhead to Hei Feng was in disbelief. Although he had destroyed his own force because of Longao, now because of Longao, his cultivation had continuously broken through. Not only did he become a starry sky realm lord, but if he devoured the titled world king godhead, he would become a titled world king. If it was in the past, he wouldn't even dare to think about it. Many thanks, Brother Long. Longao smiled and said, "Hey Feng, this is what I can give you now. But don't worry, as long as there is a chance, I will definitely find the starry sky realm king godhead for you. At that time, you will definitely become a starry sky realm king." Hei Feng didn't doubt Longao's words in the slightest. Hei Feng devoured the titled world king godhead and refined it at the fastest speed. He hoped to refine the titled world king godhead in the shortest time possible and break through to the titled world king realm. After everything was settled, the next step was to think about how to deal with the heaven-devouring empire. Longao was very clear that the heaven-devouring empire wouldn't give him a chance to breathe. Even if he didn't make a move now, it didn't mean that the heaven-devouring empire wouldn't make a move. It was necessary to prepare early. Longing didn't disappoint. After devouring a huge amount of energy, his cultivation finally broke through to the starry sky realm lord. As for devouring a titled world king, it wasn't a matter of time. Now that Longing was the emperor of the soaring dragon empire, there were many things he had to do. Longing was an outstanding ruler. If not, Longao wouldn't have made such a choice. Chapter 2189. Soaring Dragon Realm. Long Batian and Yigudu stood quietly. Longao isn't simple. Father wants me to befriend him, but I don't know why. From start to end, Yigudu never placed Longao in his eyes. His father was the ruler of the universe. Not to mention the Sky Martial Plane, he could do whatever he wanted in the entire universe. Because of this, Yigudu really couldn't understand why his father wanted him to befriend Longao. "Master, Longao isn't our enemy." Long Batian was sincerely concerned about Longao. However, if Yigudu was determined to deal with Longao, even he wouldn't be able to do anything. Although he had broken through to the titled World King realm, he had chosen to submit. As long as Yigudu wanted to, he could kill him at any time. Long Batian naturally didn't want to be Longao's enemy. Yigudu, however, smiled. Long Batian, if I asked you to deal with Longao, what would you do? What he feared would happen. Long Batian could clearly sense that Yigudu was hostile to Longao. Did Yigudu really want to deal with Longao? No matter how unwilling he was, Long Batian still said in a firm voice, I will do whatever my master tells me to do. I will never be disloyal. Yigudu seemed satisfied with Long Batian's answer. Yigudu smiled and nodded. If Longao is obedient, I won't do anything to him. However, if he dares to be disloyal, don't blame me for being ruthless. Even though Yigudu knew that the soaring dragon realm had a starry sky world emperor, he wasn't worried at all. As long as he wanted to, he could return to the sky martial plane. With his father's help, he could break through to the starry sky world emperor, or even a titled world emperor. However, according to his father, he had to train first. Long Batian was helpless. He didn't know what Yigudu meant. Master, where should we go now? You don't need to know. Yigudu sighed helplessly. Longao didn't know about Yigudu and Long Batian. Soaring Dragon Realm had just been established. There were too many things to do, especially the Heaven-Devouring Empire. Longao didn't know why the Heaven-Devouring Empire hadn't made a move yet. After all, he had already established the Soaring Dragon Empire. If the Heaven-Devouring Empire didn't make a move now, when would they make a move? The more the Heaven-Devouring Empire acted like this, the more Longao didn't dare to relax. No one knew what the Heaven-Devouring Empire was up to. In the main hall, Seventh brother, I have a rough understanding of the grudge between you and the Heaven-Devouring Empire. Based on my guess, the reason why the Heaven-Devouring Empire hasn't made a move yet is because they want to kill you in one blow. It was a sure-hit attack. Longao knew what his elder brother meant. I think so too. However, if the Heaven-Devouring Empire makes a move now, we might be able to seal the Soaring Dragon Realm, but it won't do us any good. Longao was also extremely depressed. The Heaven-Devouring Empire was too powerful. With the current strength of the Soaring Dragon Empire, it was impossible for them to be a match for the Heaven-Devouring Empire. For a moment, Longao had no idea how to deal with the Heaven-Devouring Empire. However, Longing smiled and said, Seventh brother, I have a way to deal with the Heaven-Devouring Empire. I wonder if it will work. Big brother, please speak. Longao was also very curious. He didn't know what his elder brother's plan was. It would be best if there was a way to deal with the Heaven-Devouring Empire at this time. Seventh brother, based on what you said, there are countless starry sky empires. If I'm not wrong, the Heaven-Devouring Empire has its own enemies. We can retreat in order to advance. Let's say that the Heaven-Devouring Empire has a primal chaos stone tablet. This way, there will definitely be people who will delay the Heaven-Devouring Empire. It didn't sound like a good plan, but it was the best plan under the circumstances. Heaven-Devouring Empire. Chun Shun was formulating a plan to deal with Longao. He was prepared to kill the Longao in one blow. If Longao escaped this calamity, it would be extremely difficult to kill Longao in the future. In a secret chamber, looking at the 5 elements primal chaos stone tablet, Chun Shun was in disbelief. He never thought that he would be the reincarnation of the 5 elements starry sky sovereign. Once his Yuan spirit awakened, he would be the true starry sky sovereign. The 5 elements primal chaos stone tablet came automatically. Chun Shun had already decided to give up on dealing with Longao for the time being. No matter what, the most important thing now was to awaken his Yuan spirit and refine the 5 elements primal chaos stone tablet. Once he became the starry sky sovereign, destroying Longao would be a matter of minutes. If Longao knew that Chun Shun was the so-called 5 elements starry sky sovereign, what would he think? The 12 starry sky sovereigns were all related to Longao, including the dark starry sky sovereign and the 5 elements starry sky sovereign. Chen Tang and the others were depressed when their father suddenly went into seclusion. They didn't know what was wrong with their father, but they knew that he must have his reasons for going into seclusion. Thus, they didn't disturb him. The two starry sky sovereigns were enough. Chentang was confident that as long as Che Yimin and Dongfang Hao were here, they would be able to deal with Longao. Even Chentang and the others didn't know that Chun Chun was the five elements starry sky sovereign. However, Chun Chun was happy too early. After 3 days of devouring, the five elements primal chaos stone tablet left Chun Chin's body again. This made Chun Chun depressed. It turned out that Chun Chun wasn't the five elements starry sky sovereign. It was just a mistake. It was just like when Longao obtained the devouring primal chaos stone tablet and started refining it. Not only that, after the five elemental primal chaos stone tablet left Chun Chin's memories of the five elemental primal chaos stone tablet disappeared. As for who the owner of the five elemental primal chaos stone tablet was, Chun still had no idea. Seeing their father suddenly come out of seclusion, Chun Tang and the others were confused. Their father had been in seclusion for less than a day. What was going on with him? Chinting asked curiously, "Father, what should we do now? How do we deal with Longao?" According to the news, Longao has established the Soaring Dragon Empire and is developing very quickly. If we allow him to develop like this, it will cause trouble for us. In the end, Chuntang was very afraid of Longao. When Longao first stepped into the vast starry sky, he was only a level 8 starry sky cultivator. In just a few years, he had broken through to starry sky realm lord. Such talent and cultivation speed was unbelievable. Because of this, Chuntang couldn't wait to kill Longao. That way, he could cut the weeds and eliminate the roots. He wouldn't have to be afraid of anything. Chapter 2190. Of course, Chin knew what Chuntang was afraid of. It would be a lie to say that he wasn't afraid. Longao's talent and potential were too terrifying. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, it would have been hard to believe. Attack. But like I said before, we have to kill him in one strike. Don't give Longao any chance to catch his breath. Chin seemed to have forgotten about the matter of the five elements primal chaos stone tablet. Soaring Dragon Realm. Longao, who was currently considering how to take the next step, suddenly had a huge change in expression. It can't be. Back Mountain Forbidden Area. Longao was a little dumbfounded when he saw the colorless stone tablet flying towards him. He had already obtained this stone tablet before, so he naturally knew what this stone tablet meant. Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet? Longao was a little dumbfounded. The Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet had been given to Master God Diviner. According to Master God Diviner, the Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet was no longer with him. If that was the case, then the Five Elements Starry Sky Ruler's nascent divinity should have already awakened. But what was the result? Why would the Five Elements Primal Chaos Stone Tablet come looking for him? Was he the ruler of the Five Elements Starry Sky? What a ridiculous thing. Xian Tong's figure appeared instantly. He was also shocked. He said, "Longao, are you the ruler of the Five Elements Starry Sky?" Xian Tong and Longao both knew that the Chaos Stone Tablet wouldn't randomly choose a master. There was only one explanation, and that was that Longao was likely the ruler of the Five Elements Starry Skies. Otherwise, why would the Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet choose Longao for no reason? Senior Xian Tong, I believe you should know that it's impossible for me to be the ruler of the Five Elements Starry Sky. Xian Tong nodded. He also knew very well that Longao was definitely not the ruler of the Five Elements Starry Sky. Otherwise, he would have awakened long ago. The 12 dominators of the Starry Sky were the dominator of the Five Elements Starry Sky, the dominator of the Devouring Starry Sky, the dominator of the Lightning Starry Sky, the dominator of the Space Starry Sky, the dominator of the Time Starry Sky, the dominator of the Destruction Starry Sky, the dominator of the Reincarnation Starry Sky, the dominator of the Slaughter Starry Sky, the dominator of the Divine Calculation Starry Sky, the dominator of the Sword Will Starry Sky, the dominator of the Immortal Tyrant Body, and the dominator of the Darkness Starry Sky. Apart from the 5 elemental sovereigns, the other 11 sovereigns had all awakened. Only the ruler of the 5 elements Starry Sky remained. It would be a lie to say that there was nothing fishy going on. What was going on? Why did the five elements primal chaos stone tablet choose him? Was he really the ruler of the five elements starry sky? Until now, Longao still didn't quite believe it. After all, this was a bit ridiculous. The five elements primal chaos stone tablet floated in front of Longao. It didn't enter his body, but it didn't leave either. It just floated there quietly. Looking at the five elements chaos stone tablet in front of him, Xian Tong's expression became more and more solemn. He seemed to have thought of something. Xian Tong's expression changed. He said in disbelief, Longao, if you're not the ruler of the five elements starry sky, then there's only one explanation for the tablet coming to find you. What explanation? Longao seemed to have guessed something, but even he didn't quite believe it. Longao, if I'm not mistaken, the 12 rulers of the stars back then, including me, were not immortal, even though we had the protection of the chaos tablets. Once we entered the cycle of reincarnation, we might truly die. Regarding Xian Tong's meaning, Longao was also very clear. Even the rulers of the stars weren't immortal. However, apart from the five elements starry sky, the other 11 rulers had all successfully awakened their primordial spirits and started devouring the tablets. In that case, the 11 rulers were completely safe. As for the five elements starry sky, it was still unknown whether they were still alive or not. Senior Xian Tong, do you mean to say that the ruler of the five elements starry sky has truly died after entering the cycle of reincarnation? Although he didn't want to believe it, Xian Tong knew very well that the ruler of the five elements starry sky had truly died. He was shocked. Longao knew very well what the 12 rulers of the stars meant. The true death of each ruler of the stars was something that would shock the entire cosmos. Should Master Clairvoyant be blamed for this? If it hadn't been for Master God Diviner's miscalculations, the 11 starry sky rulers wouldn't have all perished and entered the cycle of reincarnation, allowing them to refine the primal chaos tablets. Now that the starry sky rulers of the five elements starry sky had perished, the five elements primal chaos tablets had no master. In other words, the five elements primal chaos stone tablet was now ownerless. Anyone could refine the five elements primal chaos stone tablet. The tablet had chosen Longao. In other words, as long as Longao was willing to refine it, he would be able to do so. It was only a matter of time. Once he succeeded, Longao would become the new ruler of the five elements starry sky. However, would Longao choose to refine the five elements primal chaos tablet? In the past, Longao would have chosen to refine the five elements primal chaos stone tablet, because if he could become the ruler of the universe, then he would not have to continue being a chess piece, being schemed against by the clairvoyant without being able to do anything. But now, the situation was completely different. Others might not know, but Longao himself had no choice but to know that he had already obtained a primal chaos stone tablet. This was the third primal chaos stone tablet in the vast starry skies. He had discovered that this primal chaos stone tablet seemed to be more suitable for him. Longao, the ruler of the five elements starry sky, has fallen. The tablet is now without an owner. Since it chose you, it means that you are the next ruler of the five elements starry sky. Hurry up and refine it. I look forward to seeing you become the ruler of the five elements starry sky. Xian Tong seemed to have an affinity with Longao. Otherwise, he wouldn't have helped him time and time again. How could Longao not know this? Just when Xian Tong thought that Longao would definitely choose to refine the five elements chaos stone tablet, Longao shook his head and said with a smile, Senior Xian Tong, I do not wish to refine the five elements chaos stone tablet. Hearing Longao's words, Xian Tong was completely dumbfounded. He didn't think that Longao would refuse to refine the tablet. Was this for real? The 12 tablets were something that countless cultivators in the vast cosmos dreamed of obtaining. Once the ruler of the stars fell and the tablet was refined, he could become the new ruler of the stars. But as long as the ruler of the stars didn't fall, even if a cultivator obtained the tablet, they couldn't become the new ruler of the stars. The ruler of the five elements starry sky had fallen, and the tablet had chosen Longao. To Longao, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In that case, why would Longao refuse? Xian Tong couldn't figure it out. He really couldn't understand what was going on. Chapter 2191. Longao. Have you really thought this through? Xian Tong naturally hoped that Longao could refine the Five Elements Chaos Tablet and become the ruler of the Five Elements Galaxy. Xian Tong admired Longao very much. Otherwise, he wouldn't have stayed by Longao's side and helped him all this time. Longao shook his head resolutely. Senior Xian Tong, to be honest, I've already refined the Five Elements Chaos Tablet and the Devour Chaos Tablet. Unfortunately, neither of them were to my liking. This was the excuse? Xian Tong said anxiously. Longao, you have to understand that the reason you couldn't refine the Five Elements Chaos Tablet was because the ruler of the Five Elements Galaxy hadn't truly fallen. Before Longao could speak, Xian Tong continued, at this time, the ruler of the Five Elements Galaxy must have truly fallen. As long as you're willing, you can definitely refine the tablet. Longao was depressed to the extreme. He'd said it very clearly. Xian Tong must have understood. It seemed that Xian Tong was really doing this for his own good. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done this. Senior Xian Tong, I've made up my mind. He stared at Longao in front of him and sighed deeply. Xian Tong knew very well that there was no point in saying more. Take care of yourself. Xian Tong returned to the black iron fragment. Xian Tong was clearly unhappy. He'd said it so many times. But Longao still wasn't willing to refine the Five Elements Chaos Tablet. He grabbed the Five Elements Chaos Tablet. Longao's figure quickly disappeared. Within the Dragon Seal space. Long Chong, your original body has been destroyed and you've been the weapon spirit of the Dragon Seal. I've let you down. Ever since Long Chong became the artifact spirit of the Dragon Seal, although Longao didn't say anything, he felt very guilty in his heart. This was because Long Chong had helped him. Otherwise, unless Long Chong's brain was damaged, he wouldn't have become the artifact spirit of the Dragon Seal. Longao had been thinking of all sorts of ways to help Long Chong break free from the Dragon Mark. Now, the opportunity had come. Big brother, I know what you're thinking. I've already said it before. I'm willing to do this. No matter what, no matter where, we're brothers. We will always be brothers. The more Long Chong behaved like this, the more guilty Longao felt. Long Chong, listen to me. Longao didn't give Long Chong a chance to speak. He said, Long Chong, I'm giving you a chance now. You must seize it. Seeing how serious his big brother was, Long Chong understood the seriousness of the matter. Big brother, please speak. Long Chong followed Longao's lead. If Longao said to go east, Long Chong wouldn't dare go west. If Longao said 1, Longao wouldn't say 2. I've just obtained the Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet. Longao explained his thoughts. After hearing that, Long Chong was a little dumbfounded. He devoured the Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet? It would be a lie to say that he wasn't shocked when encountering such a thing. Long Chong naturally knew what the Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet meant. In the vast universe, the 12 Chaos Stone Tablets were the most powerful existences. They were treasures unique to the 12 rulers of the universe. Big brother, are you sure the ruler of the Five Elements universe has fallen? You'll know once you refine the Chaos Stone Tablet. Whether or not the ruler of the Five Elements universe had fallen was still a mystery. Even Longao didn't know. Perhaps even Xian Tong couldn't guarantee that the ruler of the Five Elements universe had fallen. The only way was to refine the Five Elements Chaos Stone Tablet. If the ruler of the Five Elements universe hadn't fallen, outsiders wouldn't be able to refine it. If the ruler of the Five Elements universe had fallen, then Long Chong would definitely be able to refine it. Big brother, forgive me for asking, but why don't you refine it? Long Chong was very curious. In Long Chong's opinion, if his big brother could refine the Five Elemental Chaos Stone Tablet, he would be even more excited than refining it himself. Because of this, he really couldn't understand why his big brother didn't refine the Five Elemental Chaos Stone Tablet himself. Long Chong didn't know that Longao had the 13th Chaos Stone Tablet. No one knew. Long Chong, I already have a Chaos Stone Tablet. Longao didn't need to hide anything from Long Chong. Long Chong didn't ask any further. He already knew why his big brother didn't choose to refine the 5 elements Chaos Stone tablet himself. It was because he already had a Chaos Stone tablet. He was pleasantly surprised to the extreme. Long Chong had never imagined that his big brother would also have a Chaos Stone tablet. If that was the case, then all 3 of them would have a Chaos Stone tablet. Long Ming himself was a devouring universe ruler. If he and his big brother refined the Chaos Stone tablet, wouldn't that mean all 3 of them could become universe rulers? If all 3 of them could become universe rulers in the future, then in the vast universe, who would be their match? You can't stay in the Dragon Seal now. If you refine the 5 elements Chaos Stone tablet inside the Dragon Seal, it'll be very troublesome. Long Chong nodded. As the artifact spirit of the Dragon Seal, he naturally knew the seriousness of the matter. He asked, "Big brother, then what should I do now?" "Leave the Dragon Seal and refine the Chaos Stone tablet with Long Ming. He's a devouring universe ruler. He'll definitely have a lot of experience in refining Chaos Stone tablets." Long Ao had already thought about this. Although Long Ming was a devouring universe ruler, he was still his brother. No matter what happened, he would choose Long Ming. "Big brother, if I leave the Dragon Seal, what will you do?" The Dragon Seal couldn't be without an artifact spirit. However, Long Ao smiled and said, "I'll try to refine the Dragon Seal. I don't know why, but I keep having a feeling that the Dragon Seal is connected to me by blood." Long Ao had never told this feeling to Long Fu. From the beginning to the end, he had always been on guard against Long Fu. Long Ao arrived at Long Ming's place of seclusion. This was a forbidden area of the Soaring Dragon Empire. Other than Long Ao, no one else could enter. "Big brother, you're here. Mei-chim, how's your refining going?" Long Ming sighed deeply and said helplessly, "Big brother, to be honest, when I first entered the cycle of reincarnation, my primordial spirit awakened too late. I missed the best opportunity, so refining the devouring Chaos Stone tablet this time will be more difficult than the first time." Long Ao had already guessed this. Whether or not the 12 universe rulers had died, as long as they didn't refine the Chaos Stone tablet, their primordial spirits wouldn't be able to truly awaken. Although Long Chong trusted Long Ming, he was still a little worried. If Long Ming really refined the Chaos Stone tablet, no one knew what would happen in the future. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.